talkback working coming through the speaker? How about announcer 2? Checking to see if announcer 2 is coming through the speaker. It is. Life is perfect. Life is working.
McDonald's Day and my friends and family are going to be here. And they're all going to throw out, like whoever wants to throw out a first pitch is going to throw out a first pitch. There may be like 10 first pitches. So anyway, I thought to introduce that. I'm going to play my pocket song, which is, I love the night by Alicia Bridges.
AT&T Park as a park, but like I don't know, the Coliseum is just such a dump. It's so frustrating, like to go and watch a game there.
You know what? I grew up in Danville. I went to the Coliseum with the A's were winning 3 World Series.
Oh, wow. Those were the days.
And there were 10,000 people.
Okay, cool. So, what do you think you and your brothers are going to do the game of Ceremonial? So you guys going to be so close?
We're going to be about here. Yeah, I'm going to bring my chair over. It's just like
okay, I just want to make sure that we're not having you guys just like cram into the screen like last time.
Oh, yeah, we can do it. You know, that's what happens to those shows all the time anyway.
Okay,
But this is very good.
do you have 2 or 3 workers tonight?
I think
Yeah,
two.
okay, cool. No intern tonight?
No intern. Just Scott and Tony and Aaron.
Oh, Aaron's, I didn't know his name for a while.
Aaron Miles, Ben.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I
No,
thought-
Sterling Bennett.
Yeah, I was like,
Aaron Miles is the...
yeah, the manager. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, just when you do the pregame show, you just like give me a heads up, like when you walk through that and that way I can make sure this is recorded.
No Timothy. No Tim Beck.
Yeah, no Tim and no Chris.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're the big man.
Apparently.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
We'll try to make it easier. But whatever can go wrong, will go wrong. Of course.
Oh, last thing, with talk
So, we can't test it until you get back there, right? Okay. Do I have my microphone or am I on the wrong microphone? See, this is bad.
I am here, and I don't know if you're checking talk back yet or not, but I'm texting it from the center.
Okay.
Okay, this is me talking at the level and talk back on the game.
Oh.
And you're getting it, obviously.
Program what? I don't know what you mean. Oh, don't. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can do this because it's kind of the way I was born, I guess. Probably talking, maybe doing play-by-play. All right. Bye. I don't see any cheese and crackers and wine.
Yeah, I get the dollars flowing.
exciting game featuring our guests, the Napa Silverados, and your Pittsburg Diamond. Pittsburg American Club for putting this together. Where's he at? Here he is. There he is. All right. Fans, if you want to take part in any of our Diamonds interactive games and activities happening between innings of tonight's contest, that's hula hoops, musical chairs, please check in at the media table. You might win some great prizes and be the star of the game. Diamonds Baseball is professional baseball and is brought to you with the special help of businesses and individuals throughout the Pittsburgh, Antioch area. Please be mindful of our sponsors and support their businesses as a way to say thank you for their help and support. We also want to give a big shout out to our host families who house many of our favorite Diamonds players. Baseball here in Pittsburgh would not be possible without their support, and we want to thank them. We are also still looking for more host families, so if any of you are interested in hosting a player for the rest of the summer, please let us know. While attending tonight's event, I would like to remind all spectators to be aware that baseballs, baseball bats, and other objects may fly into the spectator area and can be dangerous and can cause serious injury. Be alert at all times when you are in the spectator area. Please inform children in your care of the same risks. If you do not want the risk of your current seat location, please change your location to a more protected area. I would also like to remind everyone to visit our concessions for ballpark food, soft drinks, beer, and wine. Some of the available specialty items at the Snack Shack are masala burger, kebab wrap with chutney, and butter chicken pizza from Chicago Pizza in Pittsburgh. Would like to remind you that alcohol sales will cease at the end of the 7th inning, and also would like to remind you that the Italian American Club will be giving out these nice Cracker Jack box with a rendition here of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, which we'll be singing in the middle of the 7th inning. This Cracker Jacks box is brought to you by Esco Hannon Associates. That's Ameriprise Private Wealth and Advisory Practice in Walnut Creek. Also remember that you can get your Diamonds gear on sale from Diane's Embroidery and Graphics of Pittsburgh. T-shirts, caps, and more are on sale now at the game and can also be found at dianesembroidery.com. Everything a Diamonds fan is looking for. If you're short on cash, don't worry. Credit cards are gladly accepted. Now I'm going to hand over the PA to our award-winning announcer, Scott McDonald, and he will give you the starting lineups.
Thank you. Benvenuto. The starting lineups for the Napa Silverados, as announced by their manager, Tito Fuentes Jr. Starting batting first and at third base will be Nick Kern. Willis Salas will be the shortstop, hitting second. Josh Montalongo, the first baseman, will hit third. Nick Tony, the designated hitter, in the cleanup spot. The fifth place hitter will be Zach Taylor at catcher. Jordan Anderson in center field hits sixth. Kai Davis, the left fielder, hits seventh. Drake Yoshioka, the second baseman, will hit eighth. And Anthony Fitzpatrick, the right fielder, will bat ninth. For your Pittsburgh Diamonds, as announced by manager Aaron Miles, for tonight, the night before the first half of the season comes to an end. This is the 39th game of the year. Leading off in right field, Brett Smith. At second base, Yuki Yasuda will bat second. Rafael Valera, the third baseman, will bat third. Joel Carranza, the designated hitter, hits fourth. In fifth place, Gabriel Bracamonte, the center. Football on the mind, catcher. Will bat sixth. Patrick O'Donnell in left field will hit seventh. Jordan Van Atta, first baseman, will hit eighth. And in ninth place, in the batting order, shortstop Jose Garcia. Who are the starting pitchers? The starting pitchers? I love that. We always get that question at this point. Jordan Brink will be the starting pitcher for your Pittsburgh Diamonds, and I just want to get this name correct, so I'm going to check it out before I tell you that Devon Ramirez is the starter for the Napa Silverados. Devon Ramirez. And who's the other? teams on the respective baselines. And now we would like to introduce to you. Thank you. The president of the Italian American Club, Joe Sino, and the former mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, as he also is that, who will throw out the first pitch tonight here on Italian American Heritage Night at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. The St. Louis Cardinals once thought, should we take Joe or Bob Gibson? And they made a mistake. Thank you, Joe. Now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and remove your caps and join us in honoring our great nation, our many veterans, and our men and women proudly serving our country at home and abroad with the singing of our national anthem by Stephanie Esposito Satterwhite. Thank you. And Josie Vera Esposito. And take it away, ladies.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets rare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Stephanie and Josie. That's a great rendition of the national anthem tonight. Our umpires are Mike Shanahan and Jock Bolton. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy the game, and let's play ball.
We'll be flipping around. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Winter Chevrolet Stadium in Pittsburgh. Anthony Schultz alongside Sterling Bennett. Scott McDonald also with us. He'll be starting the game doing the PA duties. Sterling, a rough patch here for the Diamonds. They've lost 5 straight, but you can't blame the hitting. These guys are on fire.
Yeah, the offense hasn't really been a problem, Tony. It's definitely been the defense so far that made a lot of errors. You can't really, 21 to I think 10 or 11 game. That's not the offense's fault when you're scoring 11, 10 runs a game. They've only been outscored by 8 runs in the past 10 games. That's a pretty good scale there. So the offense is scoring. The pitching hasn't been that great. Now there's a defense, so it's hard to blame the offense. Guys like Wes Wallace, Valera, they're hitting, and Bracamonte's still hitting. I know Bladnick is struggling somewhat, but he's not in the lineup today. But it's not the hitting. It's definitely the pitching. Jordan Brink had a tough time in his last outing. He has to bounce back tonight. A lot of guys in the rotation, Blackley, give up a couple runs. They got a loss that night. Guys who expect to be better in presences and to come out and give good outings every single time. I know it was Blackley's first start, but you expect these guys to come out. They're fifth now, and the fourth, in the PA. They're falling down the ranking. They're 12 games behind instead of 9 like they were. They're 6 games below 500. They were 1 game away from it a couple weeks ago. This team's offense is on fire, but the pitching and defense has seemed to fall apart in the last couple games.
That has been the sore spot. Jordan Brink will get the start tonight. And for the Silverados, here is their lineup. Nick Kern will be at third base. Willie Salas is the shortstop. Josh Montalago at first. Nico Tony, one of the leaders offensively for this team, is the DH. Zach Taylor behind the plate. Jordan Anderson at center. Kai Davis in left. Drake Yoshioka is the third baseman. Austin Fitzpatrick is in right field. Devin Ramirez will get the start for the Napa Silverados. We're just about to get underway. San Rafael leading the pack at 28-10. Pittsburgh 16 up, 22 down. Likewise for Napa, both teams 12 off the pace. And the first pitch of the game is off the plate, ball 1. Mike Shanahan, the field umpire. Jock Bolden will call the balls and strikes on what is turning into a very pleasant evening here in Pittsburgh. The 1-0 outside for a ball. The count 2-0. Defensively for the Diamonds, O'Donnell, Wallace Smith left to right in the outfield. Valera Garcia, Yuki Yasuda, Jordan Van Atta at first base. Nice to see him back in the lineup. Bracamonte behind the plate. The next pitch, a strike from Jordan Brink. And for Jordan, get you his numbers in just a moment. 1 and 2, 438, 5 games started, 26 2/3, 41 strikeouts in that period. He gets 19 walks, swinging a foul here, and the count goes 2-2. So for those of you listening to us on Mixlr, Diamonds in their orange jersey with the white pants, and the Napa Silverados in their travel gray. And I guess Sterling with the Diamonds and the Silverados where they are in the standings. 2-2 pitch, swung on, hit hard into left field. On comes O'Donnell to make the catch, and 1 up and 1 down as Nick Kern flies out to left field. It looks like it's turning in a race for that fourth and final playoff spot in the Pacific Association.
That's one thing you don't want to do if you're coming from the Pacific Association's chairman, Jonathan Stone's perspective. You don't want it to have it be a blowout. You don't want to have your 4 old teams, be the top of the pecking order. You don't want to have your two new teams be the lowest that it can be. So, from one standpoint, it is good to see Napa being competitive this season, and from another standpoint, it's a bad thing for the Diamonds to be almost in 5th place. But, as a you just look at it and you say, it may be a good thing that the new teams are giving the older teams some trouble here. The Diamonds they're not going to squeak into the playoffs. It's going to be a tough race the whole time. It's not going to be easy. So right now, it is a tough race, and as a
Pop up here. Foul ball right side, and the first baseman Van Atta in foul ground makes the catch, and Willie Salas pops out, and he is out number 2. And here's Josh Montalago, another one of these offensive leaders for the Silverados. I guess you could say when they came out with the linemen, as we look at the replay here again, I guess the Diamonds looking now wish they were playing half seasons and they could start over again at the halfway mark. Swing, and this one fouled off to the right side, and the count no balls and a strike. But top 4 are in, so the Diamonds certainly well within that race. And it's Martinez. They've really struggled this year. They got a win last night, but just 8 wins against 30 losses for Martinez. That fastball misses, and the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike.
I know things haven't been going the best for the Diamonds recently, but one bright spot is that Travis Blackley's back. Carranza's not injured anymore. A lot of guys are healthy again.
Next pitch, and that one misses, and the count goes 2-1.
But the biggest bright spot is Jordan Brink on the mound. The last time he faced Silverados, it was in Napa. He went 6 2/3 innings, didn't allow any runs, only allowed 2 hits. So he knows how to dominate. He had 6 10 strikeouts as well. So Brink can get the outs, he can get the Ks he needs to, and could be a good day for the Diamonds.
2-1 pitch, foul back, and the count goes 2-2. Well, you look at those numbers from Jordan, he's certainly very familiar with the strikeouts. I mean, way better than 1 per inning at 41 strikeouts and 26 2/3. Trying for the 1-2-3 inning here, a strike away from doing that. There's that nice center field shot coming to you from Delta TV. Diamonds baseball on Delta TV. And the 2-2 way inside ball 3, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Diamonds again at home tomorrow. Take on Napa, a 1 o'clock start as usual on Sunday. And of course the league off on Monday. Break to Bracamonte. Long look in, and Josh Montalongo got tired of waiting. Montalongo, one of these guys that you do have to worry about coming in with 8 home runs. Right-handed batter waits. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And a 1-2-3 inning for Jordan Brink. So after a half an inning, the Napa Silverados failed to score, and the Diamonds coming up.
In baseball, dedication, hard work, and some creative thinking can make a team a champion. At Winter Chevrolet, the same qualities can make you the champion. Pittsburgh's new and used Chevrolet.
Red's Barbershop. You know when it's time for a haircut, but you aren't really thrilled with the trim you've been getting? You'd like to find a new hair cutter, but it seems like a big hassle with too many choices and not enough information. We're giving you the take sign, as in take down this information. Call Red's Barbershop and make an appointment. Red has the skills and experience with all types of hair. He is great with the latest styles and still knows how to make you shine with more traditional haircuts. Call 925-382-1399 and make an appointment. That's 925-382-1399. Red's Barbershop is at 190 East 7th Street, just off Railroad Avenue in Old Town. Give Red a call today, 925-382-1399.
Join leaders and take action to create lasting change.
On to the bottom of the first we go. Silverados failed to score, and now the Diamonds come up here at the bottom of the first. Brett Smith will be the right fielder, followed by Yuki Yasuda at second, Rafael Valera at third. Joel Carranza in the DH spot is the cleanup batter. Gabriel Bracamonte playing a catcher. Wes Wallace is in center field. Pat O'Donnell is in left. Jordan Donata at first. Jose Garcia, the shortstop. And this lineup will take on Devin Ramirez. 0-1, a 6.51 ERA. 4 games, couple of starts for Devin. 9 2/3, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, 12 hits. And this guy's got some interesting things on his resume. Represented the Philippines in the World Baseball Classic in 2013 and 2017. So the left-hander getting set to take on a red-hot Diamonds lineup. And as we were talking about earlier, the Diamonds no problem scoring runs. It got to be frustrating though when you score 11 and you don't win, and then you score 9 the day before and you lose by 1. Trying to right the ship and end this 5-game losing streak here this afternoon. All right, Brett Smith, the right fielder. And Devin Ramirez set to go. So Smith, Yasuda, and Rafael Valera, the first 3 to face the Napa Silverado left-hander, and Ramirez ready. The pitch and the fastball in there, a strike, and the count 0-1. So nice to see Travis Blackley coming back to the Diamonds, the former major leaguer. Pitched well. Here's the pitch swung on, fouled off right side. I believe he did go 6 innings, 3 runs. Not a bad outing. Had to pitch through some traffic. But, you know, when you look at the scores every night from around the league, this is just flat out a hitter's league, playing in Martinez or not.
Yeah, it's the one thing I know we've seen the Diamonds, you know, they scored 74 runs in their past 10 games. You know, guys are hitting 350. You have Valera, who's on fire.
Ground ball to third, and Kern has it, throws him out. And oh, by the way, the Silverados defensively, Davis, Anderson, Fitzpatrick, left to right in the outfield, Kern, Salas, Yoshioka, and Monalongo, third to first in the infield. Taylor and Ramirez make up the battery.
Back to the Diamonds, you have O'Donnell, who's hitting around 500 in his last 7 games. Yasuda's hot, Bracamonte's hot, Carranza's hot, Valera's hot. And then keep going down the pecking order. This whole offense is hot, but this team has made 7 errors in their past 7 games. You know, it's not going to cut it. Of course, a couple of those games are clean, but...
Next pitch to Yasuda is high, ball 1.
But then you have games that go 21 runs for the opposition. These things don't go your way, big innings. You know, they had some trouble with the lights in Vallejo, so things haven't really played out their way. But, you know, this team has lost 5 games in a row, and the defense has been the problem, not the offense.
1-0 pitch, slam foul. Count goes 1-1. But like Aaron Miles was talking in the pregame show with Scott McDonald, that, you know, some of the games with the ears, frankly, just did not look like professional ball games. And you're going to have that from time to time. Even in the major leagues, you get those, but you get them here a little more often than that. And Yasuda whacks one to left field. And this one going back, it's going to be off the in and outside in left field. And Yuki Yasuda into second base with a stand-up double.
Good sign there for the Diamonds. The top of the order stays hot. If it's not Brett Smith, it's number 2, it's Yasuda. That's Yasuda's 3rd double in the last week of play. So Yasuda's keeping it hot, hitting around 430 now.
Take another look. Yuki squares this one up. And boy, the Silverados lucky this one didn't get out of here, as that one smacks off the in and out sign there in left field just ahead of the Diamond clubhouse. And Pittsburgh in business here in the first with Yuki aboard at second base. And here's Rafael Valera. Ramirez will look back at Yuki. Here's the pitch, and a curveball that breaks but too late, stays high in the count. 1 ball and no strikes.
I'm sure Yasuda wanted that ball to go out. He has no home runs on the year. Wants to give the Diamonds a 1-0 lead, and just keep inches away from having his first home run of the season. But for the Diamonds, you have Valera up with the guy at second base, only 1 out on top of the first. Nothing better you can ask for.
1-0 pitch. Inside for a ball. Count 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, I think it's obviously you're pitching. But when you look at the Silverados coming into today's play, their team ERA, an ominous 6.66. 2-0 pitch, and Valera takes high ball 3 balls, and no strikes.
I think it'd be a little creepy if it was Halloween night. Yeah. Luckily, it's not for Napa, but you know, the Diamonds haven't been much better. Yes, the Silverados have a 6 flat or 6.66 ERA, but the Diamonds have a 5.83. It's not much better on their side either.
Yeah,
anything really above 4 as a team ERA really isn't a good look, and maybe it's lucky for the Diamonds. Silverados aren't pitching as well either.
This one high and in, 3 ball, ball 4, 4-pitch walk to Valera. So first and second for Joel Carranza.
Now batting, designated hitter, Joel Carranza.
So here's Carranza now, 2 on, just 1 out. The stands behind us filling up very nicely here on this Saturday evening. Good to see the fans come out on Italian Heritage Night here in Pittsburgh. Had Mr. Sino come out and throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Here's a breaking ball. It stays high, count 1-0. Sino, a well-represented name here in the area, part of some home builders, and a lot of the homes built by the Sino family over the years. And in fact, one of the streets just a little ways away, named after them. Here's one sent in the air center field. Anderson coming over. He'll make the catch. Yasuda's going to tag. Here comes a throw. It's cut off. And Yuki will make it to third base. So the Diamonds, with 2 out now, have them cornered here. And here comes the catcher, Gabriel Bracamonte.
Bracamonte, the third hottest hitter on this Diamonds team, hitting .375 coming in, so a near 400. He has no home runs in that span, but does have 9 hits and 8 RBIs. See the replay here of Carranza's fly ball that got the runner over. It's a good step for the Diamonds. Get a run early, or at least have a chance to get a run early, get Bracamonte, keep them hot. If Valera walks, Yasuda gets a double. You have things in bases here. The thing is, you have to capitalize. You can't just do this every inning and then not capitalize. They capitalized recently. They have to capitalize again.
See if they can get that 2-out hit and get on the board here. Valera with his lead over there, being held on at first base. Pitch to Gabe, breaking ball outside, and the count 1-0. So far with Ramirez, the breaking ball has not looked particularly sharp. Kind of rolling up there, and he's not been able to throw it for strikes. 1-0 pitch instead of throw to first. And Valera's going to be caught. They're going to tag him, but they're going to tag him too late. The run's going to count.
I think they're going to say balked, maybe.
And now they're going to call it a balk. Oh, what a break for the Diamonds.
Balk on the play, and so the run scores with Yuki Yasuda crossing the plate.
Not sure what happened.
They took a long time to call that balk. Did he step too far toward home plate before the throw over to first?
I think it may have been the issue there where the angle wasn't correct. And I'm pretty sure it's 45 degrees behind home plate, or behind pitcher's mound, excuse me. But it's Tito Fuentes, the manager for the Silverados, comes back to question the home plate umpire and the umpiring crew. But not entirely sure what happened there, but either way, it works in the Diamonds' favor, and I think they'll take it here in the first inning.
Well, they will. Bracamonte picked off of first base, but the Diamonds were going to get a run regardless, but they end up getting the run on the balk. Bracamonte to second, and the inning's still alive now. And the pitch, that's in there, a strike. Good fastball from Ramirez, and the count 1-1. Wes Wallace waiting on deck. Another 3-run home run the other night for Wes. And he's had some struggles in the season, but last week he really got the home run ball going again. Hit a couple of 3-run home runs. That next pitch is low. And the count goes 2 balls and a strike.
The block was an interesting play. You don't really know what happens there, but as it does work in the Diamonds' favor, you see that Valera got really lucky on that play. It could have been an easy pickoff play. The run may have not scored, and so the Diamonds could have almost run themselves, out of an inning there. That's not just a defensive error; it's a mental error there that almost happened. So the Diamonds have been a little shaky, though they got a run in. It's still a little shaky.
This ball is crushed. Way back it goes into left field. It is gone. A home run for Gabriel Bracamonte. A 2-run blast. And just like that, the Diamonds lead it 3-0.
Gabriel's 6th home run on the year. He stays hot. He's got 31 RBIs on the year. He has 10 in his last 7 games. And it goes back to that balk play. That run scores. Valera doesn't get picked off like it should have been if the balk wasn't called. So, it's a big play there for the Diamonds. And now it's 3-0. And leading this game early, it gives Jordan Brink some time to relax. He brings up Wes Wallace. The order keeps going. You keep pecking on. You keep adding some more runs eventually. And this game turns into 6-0, 7-0. Pitcher Ramirez, now he's rocked early. You get a pitch kind of higher. Everything goes right here. You see the home run again. The Diamonds just seem to be doing everything right in this first inning.
Well, they got a break on the balk to keep the inning alive. And they take full advantage. Here's Wes Wallace, pitch high to him for a ball. And they count 1 ball and no strikes. So the Diamonds 3-0 right out of the gate. It's got to make you feel good. It's a chance to end this losing streak. Swinging a foul back to the screen. So Wes Wallace and his problems with the strikeout, well documented, but lately he's found the home run range again. And that goes to that whole feeling. Here's the pitch to West, swinging a ground ball foul. And Aaron Miles still looking youthful down there, able to bunny hop out of the way. Let's take another look at this. That was the pitch before. No balls and 2 strikes, but I'll take the strikeouts if you're hitting the home runs.
That was one thing that plagued West, where he wasn't hitting home runs. He fouled the pitch off here. He just wasn't hitting home runs. He was striking out, and he's hitting around 120. You know, things just weren't going his way. I think he leads his team, and he has 67 strikeouts on the season. You can't have that if you're not hitting home runs, but luckily he had 4 past week. He's 11 home runs on the season. You know, but hitting 220 and then having 67 strikeouts is not going to cut it. But, you know, recently he has been playing a lot better, so it's a good sign for the Diamonds.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss on the breaking ball, and that will do it. But the Diamonds, on the strength of a Bracamonte 2-run home run, lead it 3-0. We are through 1. To the second we go. Diamonds the early lead.
Oh, sure, you'll ask for advice if you want some, but usually you know exactly how you want your business publications and handouts to look. That's where Paper Tiger Ready Print comes in. It is their mission to help you achieve your business goals, and that starts by listening to what you want and making it happen. At Paper Tiger Ready Print, they believe there is no greater satisfaction than delivering a finished product that helps a client reach their goals and objectives. Give them a try. You won't be disappointed. Paper Tiger Ready Print at 182 East Leland Road in Pittsburgh or readyprint.com.
And to the top half of the second we go. The Diamonds a 3 spot in that last half inning. It'll be Nico Tony, Zach Taylor, and Jordan Anderson. The first 3 to face Jordan Brink here. As we move on, the Diamonds, Gabriel Bracamonte 2-run bomb. And we had just been talking about how good the offense was going, and they put up a 3 spot. They'll break out there for his second inning of work. We'll face the middle part of the order now. And we're all set to go top half of the second here from Pittsburgh. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1. So Nico Tony, one of the offensive leaders in this club. He's one of 2 Sonoma State alums, the other being Montalongo. Team's leading hitter and the leading RBI guy. Swings and misses here in the count 0-2. 333 and 42 respectively for Nico Tony. And played a couple of years up there at Sonoma State. And in his last year, 2017, 173 assists in the field, did not make an error. This one is hit into center field. Wes Wallace step in, step back, makes the catch, 1 out. So Tony flies to center. Here's Zach Taylor, the catcher.
Now batting catcher Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor, right-handed batter. And so far, so good here for Jordan Brink. 4 up and 4 down. And the pitch, swing and a miss at the fastball. He can't catch up. And the count, no balls and a strike. I'm watching some baseball the other day. And they have the exaggerated shift on, which we're starting to see a little bit more here. Fastball up high, popping the glove, but missing the zone. Count 2-0. And they're literally talking about not allowing the defense to shift the way they want to, which I thought was a very odd suggestion. The 2-0 pitch, and that's in there a strike, but apparently they're really deciding or really discussing that they're, not going to let the defense play the way they want to, even though analytics tells them to play it a certain way, which just sounds very strange to me. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now time is called at home plate.
Yeah, going back to the shift thing, it's hard for offenses to work around it, but if someone's going to give you a base hit, say Brandon Belt's hitting, the third baseman's on the other side of second base, there's a free bag on the left side of the infield, but as Brink throws a little high inside, gives some chin music.
3 balls and a strike.
But the shift's interesting. They shifted 1950s baseball, and no one really talked about it then, and now you have teams who are shifting, it seems like every at bat. For guys, because the analytics show that they hit the ball here, they hit the ball there, and the defense won an advantage, and the hitters say, and a lot of the offenses are saying, well, I want an advantage too, but if you're a hitter, you have to hit it where they're not. You have to hit it where they ain't. That's the old baseball.
I've heard that before. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Jordan Brink picks up strikeout number 2 as he fans Zach Taylor after going all the way. And Brink has now set down the first 5 that he has faced. Here's Jordan Anderson, the center fielder. When you go back to that shift, I remember first hearing about it many, many years ago when they were talking about Ted Williams against the Cardinals in the 1946 World Series. Ted hit like 200 in that series. It just flat out worked. Here's the pitch to Anderson, and that is a called strike, and the count 0-1. But just thinking that you guys could say, analytically, this works, here's what we should do. Pitch swung on and missed strike 2. We're not going to allow you to do it. That just seems a little like, what do you mean you're not going to allow us to do this? We can't play a certain way that works?
It's an interesting thing. That would be like your bank telling you that you can't spend money when you kind of need to.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Jordan Brink, a pair of strikeouts in the inning. He's got 3 for the game. And after inning and a half, it's the Diamonds leading it by 3.
Nick's Sandwiches. Want to tailgate in City Park before the next Diamonds home game? Nick's Sandwiches is a great place to start. Everything you need for a big crew of hungry fans, or a tasty lunch on the Delta, or a quick grab of coffee and a bite to eat on the way to work. Nick's Sandwiches is in Old Town Pittsburgh on Railroad Avenue, across from the marina. Eating at the Diamonds' favorite deli is as satisfying as a 3-run homer. Start your pregame warm-up at Nick's Sandwiches, 315 Railroad Avenue in Old Town.
Greatest stars of all time at Pittsburgh Napa Hall of Fame. One of the first inductees would be the New Mecca Cafe in Old Town. The difference is this iconic restaurant hasn't lost a step and would still make the All-Star team. Great family fun, delicious Mexican food, and prices that make it all affordable. That's been the formula since the New Mecca Cafe opened, and it is still true today. Check it out. Your stomach will thank you. New Mecca Cafe, 324 Railroad Avenue in Old Town, Pittsburgh.
To the bottom of the second we go. Diamonds lead at 3-0. Pat O'Donnell, Jordan Van Atta, Jose Garcia. Bottom part of the lineup here to face Steven Ramirez, with the Diamonds leading at 3-0. But Pat O'Donnell, wow, big night for him last night.
3-0 and leading off, left fielder Patrick O'Donnell.
4 hits in last night's game. Another one of these guys that we're talking about that just continues to swing a hot bat.
O'Donnell, just like Morgan Blatnick, where, they both started the year in the starting lineup, and then, Blatnick got hot, O'Donnell got cold, and now O'Donnell seems to be back into what he was.
Swinging a ground ball to the third baseman. Curran has it, high throw. The tag comes down in windmill fashion, and they're going to say that it's not in time. Mike Shanahan right on the scene, and the first baseman Montalano made the leap there, Sterling, and then came down with that windmill tag, but apparently did not get to the bag on time, and the tag a little too late. Here's the replay.
You can see right here O'Donnell hustling down the line. Montalvo hops. Should have been an easy throw, but the tag just late. Playing first base almost my entire life. That play's tough. You have to be quick, and fortunately for the Diamonds, O'Donnell's so fast. He just gets on the base too quickly for the third baseman Kern.
Here's a curveball in there for a strike against Jordan Van Atta, who's down to the count 0-1 now.
I tell you, it's good to have an Atta back in the lineup. Good to see him back on the field, and at least a home game for the Diamonds. He did have that shoulder injury that cost him almost half the season.
Oh, one pitch swung on and fouled off, and he got it just diving back into first base on the throw over in a situation where, he's not a guy who steals a lot of bases, wasn't really looking to go, and he just kind of landed wrong, and it cost him some time on the DL. Here's the 0-2 curveball. High hopper to third, second for one, back to first. That one hops up there, picked out by Montalvo, and that will be a double play.
Maybe not the return that Atta wanted, but you have to give credit to Montalvo at first, making a good play there. And Atta will have more chances. He'll be in the lineup all day, hopefully, and hopefully that shoulder will help. You see the replay here, Kern to the second baseman and throw one hop. Luckily, a good throw there for the second baseman. Yoshiaka just one hop the first baseman. They always tell you if you're an infielder and you're going to throw a ball in the dirt, one hop it makes it a lot easier for the first baseman. And Montalvo and Yoshioka seem to be on the same page there.
They're one hop it and not at your receiver's feet. Here's the pitch to Garcia. Outside for a ball. Some hops are certainly a lot easier than others. There's Garcia, and the numbers for Jose starting to go up, hitting better of late. Here's the pitch to him. And that's high for a ball. Count 2-0. So the inning started with the E5, allowing O'Donnell to reach, but then Van Atta bouncing into that 5-4-3 double play, and Garcia swings and fouls this one back, and they count 2 balls and a strike. There's Bodie Brown, our famous ball boy, unofficial mascot of the Diamonds. Garcia trying to turn the lineup over to Brett Smith. Pitch, and that's inside for a ball. And the count goes 3-1. So Diamonds getting this game started off well. But we've certainly said that before. And, in the league we're in right now, no lead is safe. Here's the pitch, swinging hammered left side, but foul. And the count goes full now, 3-2 on the Diamond shortstop.
The Diamonds are 12 games out of first place, and I think right now you could say that they're not really playing for first place anymore, as they were earlier on in the year, but they're still playing for a playoff spot. With, and you have to win these games. These games are must-win games. It's one game could separate you, and they're winning now, but
another foul ball.
It just seems to be that the Diamonds have been leading games late and blown them late, or they've had to come back from an early deficit, and things really haven't gone their way. They have lost 5 in a row, and it has been a detriment to their record. But luckily they're leading here, and this is a series they have to win this weekend.
Payoff pitch, swinging another foul. So Garcia able to stay alive. Vallejo and Sonoma with identical 23-15 records, so the Diamonds trail them by 7 games. And of course Pitt and Napa with identical 16-22 records. And another payoff pitch, curveball, a little bit early, fouled off, and it'll bang up against the fence in front of that Napa bullpen.
You saw Garcia's wrist, his hands went, and then his wrist slowed down as he had to adjust to that curveball from Ramirez. But he's been battling so far. It's a 8-pitch bat, excuse me. This is pitch number 9.
3-2. That one's hit into center field. Anderson drifting over into right center. Was battling the sun, it looked like, a little bit. Able to haul it in for out number 3. So the Diamonds get a runner. He's eliminated on the double play. After 2 full from Winter Chevrolet Stadium in Pittsburgh. Diamonds 3, Silverados nothing.
One example of teamwork is a smoothly executed double play memorialized in the famous baseball poem, Tinkers to Evers to Chance. Another example of great teamwork is the Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce. MyPittsburghChamber.org brings together the many and varied businesses that make up the local economy and forges them into a community force that is focused on economic development, advocacy, partnerships, and workforce development. The Pittsburgh Chamber is making a difference. Even if your business doesn't leave you the time to get personally involved, your membership contribution will advance the cause. Visit mypittsburghchamber.org today.
To the top of the third we go. Kai Davis, Drake Yoshioka, Austin Fitzpatrick, bottom third of the order now to face Jordan Brink, who has faced the minimum through two, 3 up and 3 down in both. He's also got 3 strikeouts here so far in the game.
It's been a good outing from Brink so far. He has 3 strikeouts. It ties him with Dakota Freeze in the team lead of 52. And you know, I was talking to some of the players in his last start when he pitched against the Pacifics, and although it wasn't his best start, he was hitting around 96, 97 miles an hour consistently on the gun. So the fastball we know is going to work, and it's worked so far. He has 3 strikeouts. He's faced minimum. So it's been a good day for Dakota Freeze, and for Jordan Brink. So, you know, hopefully he can continue that in the 3rd inning. But the Diamonds do lead 3-0. He has a fairly large lead to begin this game, and you know, looks very comfortable on the mound earlier on.
But the lead itself is never comfortable.
Yes, it is.
Top of the third. Here's Kai Davis, the left fielder. Checks his swing. And they won't appeal. It's ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Kai. Last night, the Cliffs upending Napa. Silverados lost that one 11-2. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. An 8-run 4th for the Cliffs. Matt Richards, you know, he homered to start it with. Luis Perez walked. Barrios singled him home. 2-0 pitch upcoming. Here it is. Swing and a miss. The count 2-1. Maccabee and Decker both singled. Etheridge walked. Deckard singled. You get the picture. Big inning for them, and the Clippers didn't look back after that. Chris Powell got the win. Thomas took the loss for Napa. Not a good outing for Thomas at all. Here's the pitch inside for ball 3 rather. It's 3-1. Eric Winch is 3 1/3, 4 earned, 5 walks. Chris Powell, on the other hand, 8 innings pitched, 2 earned, 10 Ks. Something the Clippers haven't got nearly enough of this year. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul. Bracamonte can't hold on, and the at-bat continues now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Kai Davis has worked the count full. Right-handed batter waits. Payoff pitch. Fastball just low. Jock Bolden right there on the call, and boy, that looked like he was getting ready to ring him up. At least I was. Instead, it's going to be ball 4, and the leadoff man is on here for the Silverados in the 3rd. It's their first base runner of the game.
I know if I was the home plate umpire tonight, I'd think my trigger would be quick to start calling guys out. Brink's one of the most infamous guys, I guess you could say, to other teams with strikeouts in this league. 52 so far in this season. He is one of those guys you know is going to get the K on the board, and he already has 3 tonight.
Yoshioka, the second baseman, takes high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. There's Yoshi's numbers, just 233 so far and a pair driven in. Showed bunt on that first pitch. See what he does here. Not showing bunt. Takes low again. 2 balls and no strikes. And certainly one of the problems that we've seen, Sterling, with pitching, and really with a lot of the teams, you know, they can be going along so well, and all of a sudden they just hit a brick wall. And more often than not, walks play a major role in those breakdowns. 2-0 pitch. Fastball in there is striking the count, 2-1. Fitzpatrick, the right fielder and ninth place hitter, waiting on deck. Napa trailing Pittsburgh 3-0 here from Winter Chevrolet Stadium in Pittsburgh. There's the pitch. Showed bunt again, pulled back, and now the count goes, I believe that's going to be 3-1 if I'm not mistaken. It is. 3 balls and 1 strike to Drake Yoshioka following the Kai Davis walk. Kai Davis, left-handed batter, standing all the way back in the box. His toes to the very inner part of the batter's box. 3-1 pitch and called strike 2. So back-to-back hitters here to start the third, both getting to the payoff pitch. Let's see if Napa starts the runner. They don't. Swing and a pop-up into right field. Here comes Smith on. He'll make the running catch for out number 1 here in the third.
You know, let's go back to that at bat. You have Brink and Yoshi battling. It's a 3-1 count, and Brink has to come with the fastball. And he throws so hard, you see the replay here, the fly out to right field. But, you know, Brink knows a lot of hitters can't touch his fastball. He knows that. So he's going to attack hitters, and he's going to work off the fastball a lot. And when it's 3-1, he's going to say, look, I'm going to throw it. You're going to hit it. He's going to test guys all night, and he's done it so far. And so Brinks looks good. He looks good. And he's going to keep doing that all night. So hitters for Napa, they have to know that, you know, Brink's going to throw that fastball early. He's going to throw it often. You can't wait for an off-speed pitch. You're going to see the fastball almost every single bat multiple times.
I had the chance to see Jordan on his last start here at home. Swing and a miss. Count 0-1 to Austin Fitzpatrick, who bats with 1 on and 1 out. And Jordan, he certainly had the strikeout working, but other than that, the ball was getting hit around. He was walking some guys, and turned out to be not a very good outing. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. I was talking to Scott McDonald earlier, and you look at the stats for the Diamonds, and they're third in a lot of these very important statistics, but that is not translated that way in the standings as they find themselves in that 4th spot. Davis with his lead, big swing and a miss by Fitzpatrick, and the count quickly 0-2.
Jordan Brink now batting for Napa.
You always like a guy who can get the strikeout, and he gets it here for out number 2. So Fitzpatrick, a strikeout victim. So 4 on the game so far for Jordan Brink, and at least 1 in every inning so far. 1 of the first, 2 in the second, and 1 more here in the third. Back to the top of the order here for Nick Kern. Pitch to Nick, and that one is on the outside corner, strike, and the count 0-1. Pitch count already up at 31. Number 32 on its way, and this one hops up there, and a nice block by Bracamonte to save the Diamonds 90 feet. You know, the last several years, the Diamonds have certainly experienced some problems with the catching situation, letting too many pass balls get away, maybe not saving the pitching staff some of the wild pitches that they could save them. And when the miscues start piling up, even when guys are hitting, if the defense is not there, they'll move you out of there. Here's the pitch, and the count 1. Flew out to left his first time. He's 0 for 1.
You're going back to the catcher situation. We saw Chad Heiberger back there early in the year. We've seen Stephen Javier behind the plate as well, and Javier is the backup catcher now for Bracamonte. But you know, I was talking to the owner, Kerm Shaw, and kind of the GM here, and you know, he said earlier on when we had Javier and Heiberger catching, he goes, "We need a catcher." Because we don't have a guy who can go back there and command. It's much respect to Heiberg and Javier. They're both good players, and they have been good players for the Diamonds this year. But Bracamonte's just on that next level. He hits well. He plays defense, a great defense, and he saved this team a lot of runs, and he's generated a lot of runs on the other side of the ball as well.
Also seen him throwing out some would-be base stealers, which never irritates your pitching staff. 2-2 pitch, swinging. That ball's hammered left field. That one is going to get down. That's going to one-hop the wall near the Lumpy's Diner side. And here comes the throw back in the infield. Runner takes the turn to third. Here's the relay throw, and this is not going to be there. It hops away from the catcher, Bracamonte. A run is going to score, and then Nick Kern's going to end up at third base. So it's probably going to be double RBI and an error, I would think. We'll see how the official scoring decides this. But boy, that throw home, it really looked like they had the runner at the plate.
Yeah, you see the double here by Kern. Donald does stumble. You see right here, he stumbles a little bit and picks the ball up a little late. But it gets in enough time for Garcia, and you expect a one hop, and it wasn't that bad of a throw. And Bracamonte just tried to pick it, couldn't get it, but Garcia had a little more time than I think he thought he did. I think he hurried to throw somewhat. He did set up a little bit, but definitely could have been a more accurate throw from Garcia at short.
So the Silverados get one back. Runner at third here with 2 outs. That pitch inside to Willie Salas. Salas popped up his first time. He's 0 for 1. And the very dangerous Josh Montalago waiting on deck. So that last one by Kern was really hammered, but it looked like the Diamonds were going to get the out at home plate. Here's a pitch that's just low. And then when the ball got away, 2 balls and no strikes when the ball got away, allowed the runner to move up to third. So I would imagine they would still credit Kern with an RBI on that double. But it looked like the relay throw was there. 2-0 pitch, swung and fouled back, and the count goes 2-1. And of course, with the rules having changed a while back, you can't block home plate and kind of play it Matador style unless the throw takes you into the route or takes you into the route of the runner.
It's the Buster Posey rule ever since 2011, and Scott Cousins and him collided at the home plate. Baseball's catcher position has not been the same. You have to play that position a lot different than how these guys are brought up to play it.
2-1 pitch on the outside corner, strike 2 to Willie Salas. It reminds me of Mike Socia so much, and in those old days, it was just get in front, take the collision. I can remember that nasty one many, many years ago he had with Jack Clark. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball into right center field. That's going to get down. That'll play to run. Around first, headed for second. This is going to be an RBI double for Salas. A big 2-out knock for him. And just like that, the Silverados have cut the lead to 1.
First baseman Josh Montalago.
It's a good at bat there from the shortstop Salas. He knows that Brink has to come in. He knows Brink's getting somewhat desperate. Runner at third base, 2 outs. You can't just keep walking. Guys can't keep giving up hits. He has to come in. It's a 2-1 count, 3-1 count. And Salas knew what was coming. It's going to be a fastball. Brink's known for the fastball. And Brink threw the fastball, and Salas just said, "Fine, I'm going to flip the other way and see what I can do with it." And that leads to a double and an RBI.
Napa came in hitting just .268 as a team, but just top of the third, they've got themselves a couple of runs and doing it with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Montalago takes in there a strike. Here's that replay. Ball ripped into right center, and before it's all done, it's a 1-run game. Montalago out of Sonoma State, 8 home runs to lead the team. Hit his last one on July 7th in a win at Vallejo. It's probably one of these guys that's over the next year or so Silverados will be looking to build around as they try to put this team together, which at this level is always so difficult. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. NBA, Major League Baseball, the NFL, you get a core group of guys and you want to build around them, and that's the way you're supposed to do it. At this level, you get a core group of guys, they start playing too good and they just get plucked away from you.
It is very hard to be the Houston Astros in the Pacific Association. You're not gonna be able to keep a core of guys who can hit 330 altogether for multiple seasons. You have other leagues who are gonna want these guys. You have MLB affiliates who are gonna want a lot of the players, and we've seen guys like Chris Mazza get called up for the Pacifics. We've seen Tillman Pugh from Vallejo get called up. He's back down, but he was called up for a while. So this is a competitive place to be.
Fouled back.
And the players are definitely wanted. If you're going to play well here, you're not going to be here very long if you play well here.
Yeah, that was the case a few years ago with the Diamonds. And now the particular pitcher's name escapes me, but a very good left-handed pitcher. The Diamonds were going well. He got plucked away. Went up and played up in the Dakotas. And it was just one of those things where he was their best pitcher, pitching great. And after a while, it was just poof, he was gone. The 0-2 pitch up high for a ball. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. But that's just the circumstances that you're going to have to deal with. And, being this league and the level that it's at, you want these guys to be able to move on. They're here to try to keep their major league dreams alive. Monalago waits. Brink with the 1-2 swing, and that ball's hammered into center. Wallace goes back. He circles now and makes the catch, and the inning is over. But a couple of big 2-out RBI hits for the Silverados. We've played 2.5 for Pittsburgh. Diamonds 3, Napa 2.
Libraries are community centers, and truly the community comes and uses them. They're here for anybody who walks in the door. It's important for people to have a connection to their community because it makes you feel like you belong. Mechanics Bank really values their relationship. They actively reach out with an open hand to nonprofits. Mechanics Bank doesn't just show up and say that they're going to do something. They actually follow through. They're not just a partner in name, they're a partner in person. My name's Kristen Anderson. I'm the Executive Director of the Walnut Creek Library Foundation, and I'm a mechanic.
Are you looking for a community-based establishment that will provide a fun and exciting environment for your family? Certainly Diamonds Baseball is one, and no doubt Lumpy's Diner is another. Before or after the game, eating at Lumpy's Diner or Lumpy's Diner Express can make for a great doubleheader. And if you want to win a road game, LD's Catering will make your event a hit no matter the location. Lumpy's Diner is a homegrown sensation, world famous since 2008. Bring your family to ours.
Diamonds 3, Silverados 2 as we head to the bottom of the third. Brett Smith, Yuki Yasuda, Rafael Valera, top 3 in the Diamonds order to start it off here against Napa Silverados left-hander Devin Ramirez. So Ramirez's offense has got him 2 of those 3 runs back that he gave up in the first. Just a 1-run ball game now, and the pitch to Smith just off the outside part of the plate, ball 1. Last night, Stoppers 7, San Rafael 5. Ethan Gibbons got the win in that game for Sonoma. Ramirez kicks, fires, pitch, check swing, and that one taken for a ball, 2-0. And Lang, who we saw in that last homestand for the Diamonds, for San Rafael, short outing for him, just 2 1/3, 6 hits, 4 earned runs. And when we last saw him, his ERA was sparkling. Here's a pitch, and that misses, count 3-0. And Jacob Cox, an inning, 1 run. He picked up the save. His ERA now just 1.15. 3-0 pitch in there, a strike, and it's 3-1. And Jacob Cox, a veteran of this league, and you talk about guys getting the promotional call or the call for a promotion. He might be next. This one, it called strike 2, and that time Brett Smith thought it was ball 4, headed down to first, and the home plate umpire calling him back. Jock Bolton says not ball 4, strike 2. All right, Ramirez taking a long time here to hook up. Battery ready, payoff pitch. That's high for a ball. And that's how the bottom of the third inning starts, with a Brett Smith walk. And here's Yuki Yasuda, who slammed a double in that 3-run first. And that's what got everything started in that first inning for Pittsburgh. And that Stompers win yesterday, Miles Williams, a big day. 3 hits, a home run, 4 RBIs. Javian Randall had a pair of hits as well in that game. Here's a curveball that stays low, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Randall, with that pair of hits, scored twice, drove 1 in, and saw his average go back over 400. He dropped down to 399. There goes the runner. Pitches high. The throw down. It's going to hop up there, get into center field, but Yuki still on the ground. He's not going to be able to take third, but he does have himself a stolen base.
For Brett Smith, that is stolen base number 8.
Pardon me, that's Brett Smith with the stolen base. And Yuki Yasuda now a chance to drive him in with a base hit.
We saw Yasuda script to bunt on that last play. It's probably a decoy for the catcher Taylor. See the replay here. You see the runner go, see Ramirez throw the ball to home plate, and Smith gets in there easy. You know, the throw may have beat him a little bit, but it was offline, so it definitely helps.
Next pitch to Yuki is outside. There was a little bit of contact and bodies flying all over the place. I thought Smith might, with the ball getting to center field, have a chance to get up and beat it on over to third base. But he's in scoring position for Yasuda. Here's the pitch that's in there, a strike in the count, 3-1. Rafael Valera waits on deck. Diamonds trying to get at least one of those runs back following that 2-run top of the third by the Silverados. 3-1 pitch, ball 4, and back-to-back walks starts this third inning, and here comes Valera.
Now batting third baseman.
And we saw the hits be the problem for Ramirez in the first couple innings, and now it's the walks. And when you have 3, 4, 5 guys like Valera, Carranza, and Bracamonte who are all hitting over 300 in their last week of play, you can't do that if you're a starting pitcher. And if you're trying to help your team out, you're already down. You're only down by 1 now because the offense picked you up. But with guys like Valera who hit for power, Carranza who hits for power, and Bracamonte who already has a double in this game, you just can't do this. You can't allow 3 runners on base, and you can't do that when 3, 4, 5 guys coming up next.
Yeah, tough spot. You got all these guys. You look at Valera's numbers, and hey, don't put guys on in front of him. 2 walks, 341, 3 home runs, 29 RBIs for Rafael, and he's got a big chance to add to this 1-run Diamond lead. Nobody out in the third. Carranza in the on-deck circle. Ramirez, the pitch. Breaking ball that is low. The breaking ball's gotten a little bit better in these last inning or so. Earlier, the breaking ball was not doing much. It was kind of rolling up there for Ramirez. He's thrown a couple with some good break to it. That one started low, stayed low, and the count 1-0. Here's the pitch up high, 2 balls and no strikes.
We have Valera in a hitter's count here. You're probably going to get a fastball from Ramirez. You shouldn't expect a breaking ball, especially one out of the zone at least. And so, if Valera wants to let one loose here, he's the number 3 hitter. He's probably going to do that. He's has a good chance here to put some runs on the board, or at least make hard contact and put the ball somewhere.
Well, they're ahead in the count. There's that fastball you were talking about. 2 balls and 1 strike, and that's next level pitching, being able to pitch guys backwards, not having to start off with the fastball, and not having to throw fastballs in fastball counts, knowing that you can get your breaking stuff over when you need to do it. Big hole on that left side for Raphael. 2-1 to Rafi, swinging a foul ball left field line. That would hit pretty hard, but I think lucky for Raphael it was foul, or that would have likely been a double play opportunity.
It's the one thing, you have Rafael Valera at the plate, and you have a guy who's hot. He's been hot most of the season, and you know he's eager to hit the ball. And Ramirez, who seem to have good command so far in this game, only 2 walks. As he steps off here, and you have a guy like Valera who's eager. You have Ramirez who's patient on the mound. He can pitch it backwards. He's going to throw Rafael Valera curveballs and changeups all day if he can. Especially if Rafi's going to be early on things, which he has been in this at bat. So you could see 3 more off-speed pitches in a row, or maybe a fastball to change the eyesight real quick and set him back up for another off-speed pitch.
2-2. Breaking ball. That looked like a slider that time. A little more speed, a little less break, but that one was a good pitch to strike out Valera for out number 1. And I don't think he's thrown that yet. I have not seen that pitch so far. It looked like he had been going strictly fastball, curveball, and that just looked like something different.
Yeah, much more of the Barry Zito-esque curveball. He's been throwing the normal curveball. Looked like there he unleashed a 12-6 curveball there. As you see here, is much slower. Valera way out in front there. He had no chance of getting that one. Dropped to the Adrian Beltre signature knee swing there, but no contact made.
There's the pitch in there for a strike. It just looked like it didn't have as big of a break. It looked like it had more velocity, but effective nonetheless. Here's Joel Carranza. Good numbers for Joel after the slow start, coming over here after a few weeks into the season. Pitch to Joel, swing and a miss at the breaking ball, and we count 0-2.
We've seen Valera and Carranza, swinging at pitches down low, and Carranza's known for the first pitch swinging type player. He's known to be a free swinger at times, not very patient, although he has walked. Valera's walked 27 times, Carranza's walked 19. And so, they're not very patient hitters at a play as Carranza looks at one down low. But Ramirez knows that. He has a scouting report. He knows 3, 4, 5 guys are not patient hitters. He's going to attack them all day if they don't get things under control. Luckily, they're leading, but they have a chance here to add some more runs on the board. And like swinging the pitches in the dirt, it's not going to get the job done. It's just not going to do it. But these guys know. Valera knows, and Carranza know that they're free swingers, and so does Ramirez. So it's going to be a battle here for this whole game.
Tough to hide in a 6-team league. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball stays high, and the count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. After a while, these guys get to know each other pretty well. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. Diamonds by 1. Ramirez will look back at second. Here is the pitch, swing and a foul back to the screen. And boy, Carranza didn't miss that one by a whole lot.
Sure, Carranza was licking his lips on that one. He got a fastball high. That's his zone. He knows where his hot zone is, and he got a pitch right in it. He just missed it, though.
After the way he fouled it back with the velocity that he did, you'd figure that Ramirez would not want to throw the same pitch in the same location.
Might see that big curveball again here from Ramirez. You got Valera out with.
Fastball swung on and missed. Snap throw back to first. Not in time, but back-to-back strikeouts following back-to-back walks. And now 2 on, 2 out for Bracamonte, who had that big 2-run home run in the first.
Escape Bracamonte comes up. He had a home run in that first inning, a big 2-run home run. Gave the Diamonds their 3-0 lead. He's been hot. Team leading. 29 RBIs coming into today's game. He has 31. Excuse me, he's second in the team with 31 RBIs. Wes Wallace leads his team, and Bracamonte is close with home runs. Now he got 6 so far in the season, only 2 RBIs away from the team lead. He has a chance here once again to put some runs on the board.
Pitch, and that hit him right on the foot. Boy, you could hear that slight little plunk noise, and the Diamonds on the strength of 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and they've got the bases loaded, and they haven't hit the ball yet.
Yeah, well, this might be their best chance. Wes Wallace, he's got 5 home runs in his last 2 weeks, 11 home runs total. He's been hot. Just with the power, he's getting the runs in. We already said 33 RBIs on the season. He got 4 on base now. He had 3 on home run in the last couple games. He's a good chance to maybe hit a grand slam or just get a run across. All you need to do, but be patient. Ramirez isn't going to attack hitters as much as you think he is, so be patient. Wait for your fastball.
Breaking ball in there, a strike. Not a huge break on that one, Sterling, but it looked like it just dipped down right across the letters. And that was enough for Jack Bolton, the home plate umpire. 0-1 pitch, swing and a foul, and the count quickly, 0-2.
You see Ramirez can throw that get-me-over breaking ball in the first pitch to kind of catch Wes off balance, or catch him off guard, excuse me. Then you see him with a changeup down low, and now Wes is down 0-2. It's a place he's unfortunately been familiar with all season, but he has to avoid the strikeout. He has to realize he struck out in his first at bat, but he has to realize that the Diamonds may not get another chance like this, and he has to be patient. He has to be smart here.
He'll likely not get a strike, I would think, on this next pitch. Fouls it away. That one was close enough. Got to expand the strike zone when you're down 2 strikes, and it's always interesting how much do you expand. But I thought from our vantage point, that one looked like too close to take in this situation. Diamonds have the bases loaded. They got things going with 2 outs in that last inning, or in that first inning with the Bracamonte home run. Ramirez ready. 2-strike pitch, swung on it, missed strike 3. So after walking the first 2 hitters, 3 strikeouts sandwiched around a hit by pitch, and Ramirez somehow wiggles his way out of the third. 3 innings in the books. Diamonds continue to lead Napa. It's 3-2 Pittsburgh.
Anytime we have a conversation with Mechanics Bank, we know that we're in the same business. Our business is customer service, integrity, loyalty, friendship. Mechanics clearly establishes a high level of tradition, honesty, integrity that comes through in all their transactions. I trust them with everything. I know that they're there for us. My name is Paul Irwin. I'm a mechanic.
The 90 feet between third base and home plate is some of the most important real estate in sports. That's why a coach is located there to help runners navigate the valuable turf. There is help for you too when you need to navigate real estate issues. Kroski Real Estate in Pittsburgh has been building strong communities since 1946. The family-owned and operated business is an expert on commercial property management, real estate sales, and residential property management. Kroski Real Estate is on Railroad Avenue in Old Town Pittsburgh. When you are making the turn for home, get the help you need from Kroski Real Estate.
A ground ball to the third baseman Valera is going to field it, flipped to the first baseman Jordan Van Atta for the out number 1. And we're back here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. It is Italian Heritage Night. I know making my ancestors proud by calling the Italian Heritage Night. You know, my name is Sterling Bennett, but also Sterling de Benedetti if you want to go by the maiden name. But joining us now, Tony Schultz is back at the PA, and Scott McDonald is here, going to do color for us in this game. Jordan Brink on the mound and Zach Taylor at the plate. Diamonds versus the Silverados. The first pitch to Taylor is down low for ball 1. But Scott, let's welcome you back to the broadcast.
I don't know how to make McDonald Italian, but my closest friend in college was Mike Serena, and he lived in a multi-generational Italian family with his grandparents and his parents, and some great stories out of that.
Some Italian Heritage Night. Everyone's passing an error by Van Atta. This slips right under the glove. It's going to get Taylor on at first base. So what should have been out number 2 leads to a base runner in the top of the 4th inning for the Silverados, and that brings up the center fielder Jordan Anderson. Taylor, who's at first base, did strike out in his last at bat, and so did Anderson. But going back to Italian Heritage Night, you know, we have many fans here. I'm sure maybe a little more than July 4th brought out, but you know, good night. You have the accordion out playing. The fans are singing, having a great time. Diamonds are leading 3-2.
It is a good night, and if there's pasta anywhere around, I will be very, very happy.
You may see me at the Olive Garden later tonight. First
well, I was there before the game.
Well, there we go. As Brink throws ball 1 high to Anderson.
You know, it's just a wonderful thing, the pasta, and it's wonderful food when the leftovers are better than the first time because the pasta has kind of just absorbed all the sauce. It's lovely.
1-0 pitch to Anderson is in for strike number 1. But you're right, Scott. I know there's a place down in Southern California. I'm not sure if they have them here, but it's called Buque de Beppo. Oh, it's a great place. You know, they have good portions. A little pricey if you want to, but it's good food. They have good portions, and
I've seen one in San Francisco. I've eaten one in San Francisco.
Okay, then there is one in Northern California. You know, very polite people, very good culture they have there in the restaurant. As a bunt by Anderson's pulled back, but he did offer at it, so it is going to be strike number 2.
We had you know, we go to Mike's house, and his grandparents, you know, when they got angry at each other, would speak Italian. And they fight Italian. And his grandfather was about half the size of his grandmother was on. And of course, the whole thing was classic. And we'd sit down at lunch, always the bottle of wine already uncorked. You know, it didn't leave the table. It was replaced. Always an open bottle of wine, ready for the next meal.
1-2 pitch from Brink buckles Anderson's knees, and the home plate umpire is going to ring him up. Strike number 3. So Brink gets his 4th strikeout on the day. Excuse me, 5th strikeout on the day. That gets him into the sole possession of strikeout leader for the Diamonds.
It's really such a spectacular evening here. I know we kind of try to outdo each other. It probably sounds like sometimes talking about how wonderful the evening is, but tonight is just wonderful. The temperature's great.
First pitch from Brink to Davis is outside and low for ball 1.
I shouldn't have brought up a glass of wine because now it makes me think how wonderful it would be to sit here
day here
and watch the game with a little drink.
The wind's slight breeze here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. The sun is out. It's not too warm, probably around low 80s as Davis fouls one back to the backstop. It's a good day for baseball. Bay Bridge series started last night. Giants took a victory, 7-1. Play again tonight. Well, we have our own little rivalry here between the 4th and 5th place teams looking for a playoff berth.
Tied up at 4th place. But you know, what we had the last 2 days was the Benicia Bridge series. And Vallejo versus Pittsburg. And so we're not taking 2nd place to any Bay Bridge series. We got the Benicia Bridge, and we unfortunately didn't take 2nd place in the Benicia Bridge series. The Diamonds over the last 5 games have lost 5, and they have found 5 different ways to lose. Heartbreakers, slaughters. It has been very, very frustrating, and they're hoping to turn it around this weekend here against Napa.
You know, I was talking to Brett Solano, one of the starting pitchers for the Diamonds. He's an intern here as well, but you know, I asked him, I'd seen they had lost 5 games in a row, and you know, I said, hey, what's going on? You know, what is the team not doing? He goes, his defense, as Brink throws a curveball in for strike number 2. You have to play defense. 7 errors in the last 7 games. Things haven't looked as sharp as they should. We've seen an error tonight by Van Atta, so I make it 8 for 8. But the pitching hasn't been great, but the offense has been fine. The offense has been really good. But they've been coming from behind and trying to get some
You're
leads
absolutely
back.
right. And on that, they lost 21-10.
Davis flies one to right field. Smith coming in, he calls Yasuda off, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 strikeouts for Brink. Brings us to the bottom of the 4th. Diamonds lead 3-2.
If you've been there before, you know when your car breaks down on the freeway, you want quick, reliable service. You want All Counties Tow. With 20 years of experience, 7 locations in Northern California, and 50 trucks, All Counties Tow is the one to count on when you need roadside help. You can find them at allcotow.com or phone 925-709-0759 for fast, dependable service. Easy and painless. All Counties Tow.
Welcome back to Winter Chevrolet Stadium. You're listening to Diamonds Baseball on Delta TV. You can also be listening to us on Mixler.com. And, however you're listening, however you're joining us tonight, the Diamonds do lead 3-2. And we do want to thank you for joining us on this Italian Heritage Night. Diamonds are celebrating the great Italian heritage many of us share in Pittsburgh and the East County. Diamonds do lead, and due up for the Diamonds in this inning is left fielder Patrick O'Donnell and the first baseman Jordan Van Atta, and the number 9 hitter Jose Garcia. It's been an interesting day so far. Diamonds got 3 runs in the first. Napa responded with 2 runs in the third, and now we are at the point of the game where it's middle innings. Starting pitchers start to wear down. Bullpens maybe start getting to warm up, and it's where you see what pitchers are truly made of. You see what offenses are truly made of here in the middle innings. Can they add? Can the pitching just shut them down? Brinks looked good. Ramirez looked sharper since the first inning.
You talked about defensive lapses. The Diamonds 2 nights ago lost 21-10. But the most shocking thing about the game is they gave up 10 unearned runs. That is just unbelievable and horrifying number. And we listened to Aaron Miles yesterday on the pregame show, and he was furious.
I think he may have a good reason to be giving up 21 runs in a game, no matter whether it's errors or just earned runs. I think it might leave a sore part in your throat as O'Donnell swings at strike number 2.
Here's the weird thing about that game. The Diamonds gave up 12 runs in the 6th inning, and they went into the 7th down 17-1. And all of a sudden, the other team's relievers couldn't find home plate, and they scored 6 runs. It was 17-7. I jokingly said we need 5 runs an inning. Then we go into the 8th inning.
Maynard throws a pitch in the dirt, and Donald's going to look at it for ball number 1.
2 runners get on with 1 out. Wes Wallace comes up and hits a 3-run home run. Suddenly it is 17-10. The Diamonds have all the momentum. It seems like, hey, this is possible. But they got out in that inning, and then they gave up a grand slam, and that's where it got to be 21-10.
1-2 pitch. A curveball popped up to the right side. The first baseman's going to get under it. He's going to make the catch, so smart play there by Montelego at first, not giving up on that ball. Maybe could have hit the fence, maybe gone out of play, but Montelego had some room, and he, gets O'Donnell out in a pop-up. See the replay here. So a little bloop. He had some room there. Montelego makes a catch, an easy catch.
Well, you'd always know when you're going over there that the fence is there. And when am I going to hit the fence? When am I going to hit the fence? You're looking at the ball. It's high in the sky. You don't know where the fence is necessarily. And so it can be do a job on your mind.
Slow curveball in there for strike 1 from Ramirez. Seen plenty of those tonight. He struck out a couple of diamonds with that. As straight as the 0-1 pitch. Changeup pulled foul by Van Atta. Makes the count 0-2.
Van Atta had a really tough game a couple nights ago. He had 5 strikeouts, his first game back on the DL, from being on the DL. And then you could just see it. It was fascinating to kind of watch, is that he started to get contact. He flew out to center field, then he ground out to shortstop. But each time he seemed to be seeing the ball a little bit better.
Van Atta, who grounded to a double play tonight. You know, it's one thing they tell you when you're a hitter and you've been out for a while. You know, the first time you make contact, you just kind of light up inside. You kind of get the fire back in you. You know, when you get your first base hit back, you know, that spark kind of clicks and you get things going again. 1-2 from Ramirez, taken by Van Atta for ball number 2.
That's what Van Atta's waiting for here, is that first hit, the first one, you know, the first time that he's on base. Because
so Ramirez, Van Atta is the matchup. 2-2 count. Ramirez looks ready. Gets the sign from the catcher, Taylor. The pitch. Swung through by Van Atta for strike number 3, so Van Atta doesn't get his first hit since returning, but does make Ramirez throw more pitches than needed. And that brings up the 9-hitter, the shortstop. He almost had a double on his first at bat, but Jose Garcia did fly out to center field, so going to maybe find a hole here, get the lineup turned back over to Brett Smith and Yuki Yasuda, who are the 1 and 2 hitters tonight.
Well, I think Jose found the answer to a slump. His batting against his younger brother, which he did last night in Vallejo. His younger brother, Eli, was on the Admirals last year for a short while in his back and did a great job against the Diamonds. He could not get out his older brother.
He won a pitch, a pop-up to left field. The left fielder, Davis, is going to get under it and make the catch for out number 3. So Jose Garcia, not facing his brother tonight, flies out to left field. We're going to go to the top of the 5th inning. The Diamonds still leading 3-2.
Our family's been involved in recycling ever since my dad became a scavenger back in the 40s. It's what we're good at. It's what we've got the most experience in. In our houses, we make decisions every day on how much water we use, how much electricity we use, how much we recycle. In the old days when we were just all landfilling, it was a very, very simple business. You picked up the garbage, you went in the truck, it was brought to the landfill. Now with the advent of a new era of environmental consciousness, the precedent is for more and more resource recovery, and we pride ourselves on being on the forefront of that.
Well, we went to over 15 recycling centers throughout the West Coast, in Colorado, Washington, Oregon, and throughout the state of California. And we looked at their recycling processes, what machines they had, what they pulled out. And what we noticed was that a lot of the extra material that the machines weren't pulling out were just going into the landfill.
And that's really what we're talking about. We're taking materials that had previously been going to landfill and using them for a higher and better use, thereby preserving natural resources, number 1, preserving energy, number 2, because it's cheaper to use recycled material than it is to use virgin material. And so Mount Diablo Recycling opened in 2008. We felt like we needed to have a state-of-the-art piece of equipment, and some of the key features of our equipment are it's very, very linear, it's very long. The number of screens that we have for separation. We've got a glass system where we separate all of our glass fines out. We've got a rerun line so that material that comes off the line, we actually can take a run back onto the front of the line again.
We knew that Mount Diablo would be a huge success in the community, but
Welcome back to Diamonds Baseball on Delta TV. I'm Sterling Bennett. Alongside me is Scott McDonald. We are in the top of the 5th inning. Jordan Brink on the mound for the Diamonds, and his first pitch of the inning is in for strike number 1. The batter is the second baseman Drake Yoshioka. The 0-1 pitch from Brink. He's also in for strike, so it's 0-2 count, and tonight is Italian Heritage Night. We're gonna recognize the culture of Italy at the stadium tonight. As Brink readies the 0-2 pitch, a curveball down low, swung at for strike number 3. Almost some confusion there, but we're gonna recognize the likes of Joe DiMaggio, who is Martinez,
and his brother.
Hey, and his brother as well.
Famous Martinez family.
You have Roy Campanella, you have Yogi Berra, Craig Biggio, you have Mike Piazza, Jason Giambi, Jeremy Giambi, the ex-Oakland A's. You have, a lot of great Italian American baseball players, Major League Baseball players, and as Spring throws the ball down low, it's not just recognize the Italian players or Italian heritage in Pittsburgh. Let's recognize it in all of baseball, and Italy's brought us some of the greatest players. Joe DiMaggio, the longest hitting streak ever. Mike Piazza,
let's not
Hall
forget,
of Famer.
though, one of the greatest players in Pittsburgh history, Vinny Galletti from last year. At this point, he was hitting over 400 on the season.
Spring throws a 2-0 pitch, but you're right, Scott. Pittsburgh has had, East County has had, the East Bay has had a lot of great Italian players come in and out of the scene here. We're happy to celebrate them tonight on Italian Heritage Night. Brink out of the windup, the 2-0 pitch. Another ball, so 3-0 to Austin Fitzpatrick, the right fielder. Brink so far, he's looked good. He's only given up 2 runs. Both of them earned. He's only given up 3 hits as well. He's pitched good enough. If he can get through this inning for a quality start as he throws a strike into Fitzpatrick, making the count 3-1.
I got a text, or maybe it was a tweet, but something about San Rafael and Vallejo and their problems with point streak. It's not happening for them tonight, so we have no score.
This Brink walks Fitzpatrick.
But we do have a score from Sonoma and Martinez, although it's hard to believe. It is 6:30, and the games on Saturday usually start at 5. But Sonoma and Martinez, no score. It says it's the top of the first there in that game between the Stoppers and the Clippers. And, of course, here it is 3-2 in favor of the Diamonds. That 1-run lead is just painful to even think about. It's after last night. Diamonds losing, giving up 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th and a walk-off win for the Vallejo Admirals.
Close play at first. Brink and Van Adda thought they may have had Fitzpatrick at first, but Mike Shanahan, the umpire, disagreed. I think any lead for the Diamonds would be a good one. They did lead last night, but the way the last 5 games has gone, I think a lead and a win will do a lot for the clubs. For the club going forward.
Absolutely. They lost in San Rafael that first night by 1 run, but the tying run at third base as the last out is recorded. It was very frustrating. The next night they played an outstanding ball game, and they were not as close, but definitely in the game and could have won that one.
Brink throws a 0-1 pitch in the dirt, blocked by Bracamonte for ball number 1.
Last night they came from 4 runs down to take the lead. They were tied, and then Wes Wallace with a home run in the 8th inning gave them a 1-run lead going to the 9th, and they could not hold that.
Talk about heartbreak. It seems like every game the Diamonds have played in the past 5 have just been either a blowout or they've been tough-fought losses.
Right. They've been competitive in almost all of them. There was that blowout, but it's tough to take that game after game.
Next pitch in for strike number 2. So Brink fires in the fastball. Makes it a 1-2 count to the third baseman, Nick Kern, who doubled off of him earlier.
The glass half full or the glass half empty. Well, it's nice to say, oh, well, you're competitive. You're in there. You could have won the game. But the overriding issue is you are not winning the game. And there is a problem that you have to decide how you can solve it.
1-2 pitch from Brink. Curveball. 2 inside for the home plate umpire's liking, so going to be 2-2. And what you're right, Scott, I think Aaron Miles right now would take a 1-0 victory every night for the next 2 months. Instead of 21-10 losses or 9-8 losses, I think just 1 victory here and there, 1 victory to get the ball rolling. The Diamonds have shown they can get hot. The offense is hot right now. It's the defense. The runner does go. Throw to second base from Bracamonte. He's in the line, but he's going to be safe anyways. So a close play at second. Yasuda had the tag, maybe the throw was a little high, excuse me. Fitzpatrick just steals one from Brink and off of Bracamonte.
Fitzpatrick is a tall kid. Let's see if we can get his.
You see the replay here. So Fitzpatrick goes, Bracamonte gets the ball. You can see the throw was somewhat in the line. Maybe Yasuda had him on the backside, but Shanahan.
Fitzpatrick is 6'4", so he, even though the throw was high, he was kind of up in that area. But the tag was late, unfortunately.
So a full count pitch to Kern coming up. Here we go, and it's a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Garcia. It's short. It takes a peek towards third, flips to the first baseman Van Atta for out number 2.
Well, here's the shock of the season. They're talking about the defense for the Diamonds. On 2 nights ago, Jose Garcia had 2 errors. Jose voted, named the best shortstop in the league last year. He just is too athletic, has too much ability to have that happen. And then he had an error last night as well. You wonder what in the world is going on. Is it just because he got married?
We do know these significant others could have an effect on that, but he's been solid addition to this Diamonds team. When he came back, they didn't know who was going to be the shortstop. Was it going to be Valera? Was it going to be someone else? And he has filled a hole in the defensive side of things as Brink readies the OL pitch to Salas.
Yeah, there definitely is stability there, and he, and I bring that up because he made that play on the last out, and it just looked like Jose Garcia. So maybe his ups against his brother that got him a couple of hits and back on track offensively will have some of the beneficial effects on defense as well.
The 0-1 pitch from Brink is a curveball, maybe a check swing, and he's going to be called strike number 2. So Brink breaks it off, making the count 0-2 to Salas, with the runner at third, that being Fitzpatrick. Napa only 1 run away, 1 hit away from tying this ball game up in the top of the 5th. Score is 3-2. The 0-2 pitch from Brink. Another off-speed pitch, belt high. This time it's called for a ball.
Didn't miss by much.
We're having Scott pulling a King Kong, breaking things up here, knocking chairs over.
I stand up, the entire stands fall down. I don't know what that means.
We'll reset here for 1-2. Brink gets a sign out of the stretch, looks toward third. Comes to the plate. It is fouled straight back by Salas. Salas seemed to be on that fastball, so we'll see if Brink tries to come back with the off-speed pitch, but I do know one thing, Salas definitely wants that fastball again after just missing it.
Give it to me, baby. And Brink is thinking, not on your life.
So Brink and Salas locked in the battle here. The count is 1-2, 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Diamonds looking to escape with the lead with the runner at third base. The 1-2 pitch is inside, maybe a little tight. Then make the count 2-2.
That was a high-speed pitch. He threw that with all his might. Sometimes, you get that machismo competitive thing going inside of you, and the batter wants that fastball, but you're going to throw it anyway because you just know that you can throw it right by him.
Brink does throw 94 to 96 consistently, has touched 97 this season, so he has the power. The 2-2 pitch is a curveball down low, and Salas is swinging at it. And flip to first base is going to get him, so we're going to go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Diamonds do escape some trouble there with the lead. Score remains 3-2.
Red's Barbershop. You know when it's time for a haircut, but you aren't really thrilled with the trim you've been getting? You'd like to find a new hair cutter, but it seems like a big hassle with too many choices and not enough information. We're giving you the take sign, as in take down this information. Call Red's Barbershop and make an appointment. Red has the skills and experience with all types of hair. He is great with the latest styles and still knows how to make you shine with more traditional haircuts. Call 925-382-1399 and make an appointment. That's 925-382-1399. Red's Barbershop is at 190 East 7th Street, just off Railroad Avenue in Old Town. Give Red a call today, 925-382-1399.
1-2-3 do it for the Diamonds in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'd be Brett Smith, Yuki Isuda, and Rafael Valera. If any one of them get on, it should be Joel Carranza and Gabriel Bracamonte with the 4 and 5 spots. So far, Brett Smith has reached base once with a walk in his last at bat. Isuda has reached base twice, a double and a walk. Then Valera has walked himself as well, so the 1, 2, 3 hitters have got on base multiple times in this game, have set the stage for the 4, 5, and 6 guys. And although Carranza hasn't come through, Bracamonte has come through with the home run in his first at bat, which gave the Diamonds their 3-0 lead in the first inning, but the score is now 3-2. Diamonds have a chance here to add some more with the heavy hitters coming up, you could say.
You can almost always count that the other team is going to score runs. So 3-0 just ain't going to last. But, you know, at the end of that last inning, that was just a beautiful mix of pitches. And you called it, you know, Jordan Brink throwing the fastball, and Salas thinking, I want that same pitch again because this time I'm going to hit it. And he threw him a fastball. And that time it was a ball, as I believe. But having established the fact that he was going to throw the fastball, no matter what Salas wanted, he comes back with a breaking ball, and Salas had no chance. I think that's the way it worked.
So Brink with some masterful pitching to get out of some trouble in the top of the 5th inning. Ramirez still on the mound for Napa. Ramirez, almost the exact same line score as Brink, 3 hits, this time on 3 runs. And the first pitch from Ramirez to Smith is fouled off near the Silverado dugout, near their head coach Tito Fuentes, the ex-Giant. Always a good name to hear in the East Bay. One of the more popular Giants in his era. I know my dad always talks about him.
His father?
Yes, his father, excuse me. Yes, you are correct.
Yes. For those of us who are old enough to remember, sitting in Candlestick Park chanting, Tito, Tito, Tito.
Maybe a blast from the past for some of you listening tonight as the count is 1-1 to the Diamonds right fielder, Brett Smith. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball, ground ball to the shortstop, Salas. Flips to the first base, off balance. Montalego makes the catch, and umpire Shanahan's going to call him out. So a great play there by Salas to make an off balance throw, and a good catch by Montalego to scoop the ball.
It'd be great. Do we have a replay? It'd be interesting to see because it was a very close play at first base. And not that the replay will have anything to say about it, but here comes the play. There's Salas. His long throw. It looks like he got him. I think he got him.
No replay here in the Pacific Association, but probably would go against the Diamonds if they tried to. And the first pitch to the second baseman, Yuki Yasuda, is in, tied for strike number 1.
You know, if you're looking, one thing about being a Pittsburgh Diamonds fan, and people may not realize this, games are not streamed live for any other team in the league. It is only the Pittsburgh Diamonds who have a streamed live situation.
Next pitch, dropped by the catcher, so it's going to be called ball number 1 as a curveball, a little high.
So we get situations a lot like before this game. One of the Napa Silverados was over asking us, how can my parents see the game? How can they see the live stream? And of course, we share the information. Happy to have them along. And if you're a Napa fan, we hope you're enjoying our telecast or Mixler.
Foul ball straight back from Yasuda. Makes the count 1-2.
Oh, my goodness. And sometimes we run out of other cameras and they have to show us live. Sterling Bennett over here. I'm Scott McDonald.
Thank you for joining us tonight, folks. Whether you're from Napa or you're from Pittsburgh or wherever you're listening, thank you for joining us tonight. As Yasuda, we're going to get a check to the first base umpire. Shanahan is going to say he didn't go, so Yasuda going to get some more life here. Going to make the count 2-2. The shadows are creeping in at Winter Chevrolet Stadium as the sun starts to go down. Not going to set for a while. It is around 6:50, so we have about another hour, maybe half an hour till the sun does set here in Pittsburgh. The 2-2 pitch from Ramirez. Ground ball to the shortstop, Salas again. Throws to the first, Yasuda's going. And Montalego makes the catch for out number 2, so good effort there by Yasuda. Goes for naught as Salas teams up with Montalego, the first baseman, for out number 2. So back-to-back ground balls to the shortstop. It brings up Rafael Valera. Valera in his last at-bat did strike out. He is 0 for 1 on the day. It does include a walk in the first inning. See the replay here. It's just ground ball, easy ground ball to the shortstop, a flip to first base. Very simple play for the shortstop. The first pitch to Valera is inside for ball number 1.
So the Diamonds know 3-2 is not enough. They know that they need more runs. So it's not like anybody needs to inform them of what is going on here. But it's a very frustrating thing to come on and get 3 runs in the first and then not score again.
Valera trying to add a 1 run there by himself, swings through a fastball after a big hack. If Valera would reach, it would bring up Joel Carranza, the DH for tonight's game. Valera calls time. The catcher Ramirez is not agreeing with the home plate umpire there, calling time. He says he seems to be starting his wind-up, so why would he call time? But either way, time was granted, so Ramirez is going to go ahead and walk it off as Valera is in the box waiting for him. American flag in center field blowing out to left. Could be a good idea for Valera. He throws one to the shortstop and jumped and caught. So Salas getting the gold glove in this inning. 3 straight plays right at him. An off-balance throw, a jump catch, and a very easy play. It's going to take us to the top of the 6th inning. Diamonds still leading 3-2.
Oh, sure, you'll ask for advice if you want some, but usually you know exactly how you want your business publications and handouts to look. That's where Paper Tiger Ready Print comes in. It is their mission to help you achieve your business goals, and that starts by listening to what you want and making it happen. At Paper Tiger Ready Print, they believe there is no greater satisfaction than delivering a finished product that helps a client reach their goals and objectives. Give them a try. You won't be disappointed. Paper Tiger Ready Print at 182 East Leland Road in Pittsburgh or readyprint.com.
It'd be nice to be back on here.
Jordan Brink back on the mound for the Diamonds as Scott comes back from a short trip to get the hotspot back and get the Wi-Fi back up for those listening on Mixler. We seem to have it back up now.
They have a low bandwidth.
So hopefully you can hear us. If you can't, we apologize for the technical difficulties, but we are working on it. Either way,
it was, and we lost. If we had technical difficulties, only because we were trying to share.
Sharing is caring. They always tell us that in preschool or when you were a young elementary school student. But
I don't know if you lose points for just coming right out with that sharing is caring. Whatever. Oh my God.
Well, either way, the Diamonds don't want to share any more runs with the Silverados. The score is 3-2.
And I've shared my pen.
The number 3 hitter, the first baseman John Montalengo, is up. He has struck out and then flew out to center field. He had a high fly ball, almost a home run in his last at bat. But the first pitch from Brink in this inning is swung at. A big swing by Montalengo for strike number 1.
I'm not going to do any announcing for 3 innings. I'm just going to wander around the broadcast booth, look for things that are lost.
Well, Napa looking for some offense here. Hopefully Brink can shut him down as the 0-1 pitch is inside for ball number 1. The count is now 1-1.
Brink had that little spout of difficulty, but he has come back.
Did give up 2 runs in the 3rd inning as he threw ball 2 down low in the dirt. That's the only kind of mark on his line score so far. He didn't get any runs, and 4 out of the 5 innings he has pitched. He is in his 6th inning of work so far, but only 2 runs on 3 hits. The Diamonds have 3 runs on 4 hits, so it's been a pitching duel so far, not something we've seen recently. As Montalengo hits a ground ball, passes third baseman Valera. It's going to get close to the fence. Montalengo is going for 2. O'Donnell throws it into Garcia. Going to be no play at second, so Montalengo legs out a double to start the inning. Could be some trouble here for the Diamonds.
Well, I got to tell you, those plays with Patrick O'Donnell going into the left field corner, have my interest now after I've watched him throw people out heading to second base thinking they had an easy double. And so he has come close a couple times since this was not close. Was Montalego. He had an easy double, but he makes it interesting, and you think it could be fun. Now, Brink, back in trouble since he gave up those 2 runs. He's had 2 base runners, has not allowed a run. So this is the challenge here in inning number 6, right on the cusp of having a good outings.
Napa had a runner at second with 1 out, and then they had a runner at third with 2 outs in the last inning. Now they have a runner at second as the bunt is squared up. It's going to go foul by the DH Nico Tony. But like I was saying, they have a runner at second base and nobody out in this inning. Most likely going to be their best chance to tie this game up. There is nobody out and a runner at second, and their 4, 5, and 6 guys coming up.
Well, that was very much a bunt by a cleanup hitter. You got to give up the bunt. I mean, when you bunt, the bat is not active. The bat is a dead thing pretty much, and it kind of almost comes away from the ball. When you bunt at the ball, as he did, you often foul it off like he did if you hit it. So it was not a terrific bunt attempt, and I don't mean to be ragging on him. The Diamonds specifically have been saying maybe they need to practice their bunting more.
Diamonds did practice their bunt coverage today. They came to the park early around 12 o'clock and practiced their bunt coverage. So maybe a play can happen here. Ground ball to the shortstop. The runner can't go anywhere at second. A flip to the first baseman, Van Atta, gets the out. So although contact was made to the right defensive player, that being Jose Garcia, and no runners advanced and no damage is done.
Let me tell you, that was one lousy bunt.
We can look back now and say that, but if the bunt gets down, we're all saying that the bunt's the biggest play of the ball game.
Tell you, that ball to Garcia, that was a lousy bunt.
See the replay here. So Montalego has to scamper back to second base, but an easy out by Garcia. And that does bring up the catcher of the evening, number 40, Zach Taylor. He has reached base once on air by Van Atta.
You don't even have to bunt it. If you hit behind the runner, you can usually get him to third.
As Taylor looks at ball 1 high, you wouldn't expect the number 4 hitter, Nico Tony, is hitting .333 coming into the game to bunt with a guy at second base, but Napa seems somewhat desperate for runs here, playing that National League style of baseball, but still the number 4 hitter and the DH, you never get to be bunting.
Well, that's a weird thing. Plus, 3-2 is a wonderful baseball score, but it's not a very realistic Pacific Association score. So,
next pitch very high for ball number 2.
So you got to have faith. It's not going to be the score in the 9th inning. We're going to have relief pitchers, and that's where the fun usually begins, because some of them, as have been shown just this last week, do not know or cannot find the strike zone. But anyway, right here, Brink and Ramirez are doing a fine job, and it is a nice baseball game, 3-2. It's nice to watch.
Pitcher's duel it is. Runner at second base, the 2-0 pitch is swung at for strike number 1. The Silverados do have a man in their bullpen. It is number 2, Devontae Glenn, 6'4" right-hander. So we could see him relieve Ramirez after this inning.
Now we thought it was not. The Silverados have lost 2 players to leagues that are generally accepted to be a better level of competition.
As Taylor looks at strike 2.
Now you want to talk bad luck. Here's bad luck. The Diamonds on Tuesday night are playing San Rafael. They are down by 1 run. They get a runner to third base. Now we've heard the Pacifics had Chris Mazza, their outstanding reliever, picked up by a team in the higher level of competition. But no, he hasn't left yet. Mazza comes into the game, gets the last 2 outs, and then goes to the airport and leaves. That is bad luck.
Is the 1-2 pitch. Is another one inside and close for ball number 2. But you're right, Scott. Chris Mazza was supposed to leave Tuesday of this week. It doesn't happen. And I guess comes back to just haunt the Diamonds some more. He's been great all year. I think he had a .60 ERA for the longest time. And last night kind of sticks it one more time to the Diamonds.
I'm kind of sad. No, this was Tuesday.
It was Tuesday. Excuse me.
But Mazza, I'm surprised that he was even allowed to pitch. I mean, when you're going somewhere else, they usually don't let you play anymore. You need to not get injured, etc. But they brought him into the game, and he made a difference.
we've seen players multiple times. This is more of a Major League Baseball example. During games, they're pulled out so they don't get hurt. We see them, during the trade deadline, they take hitters out of the lineup entirely and on trade deadline day. But Massa gets to pitch one more day for the Pacifics and comes in handy as Taylor looks at strike number 3. Brink is racking him up in this inning.
I don't know what Taylor was thinking because the pitch came across the plate. It looked like he was headed to first base, but if it was a ball, it was only going to be ball 3, and yet it was strike 3, and he was done.
So a good job there by Brink. He got himself into trouble after the leadoff double by Montelego, but he's come back with a ground ball to shortstop. The runner didn't advance it to third base. Then he strikes out Taylor, and he's 1 out away from going 6 innings, only allowing 2 earned runs, and getting the Diamonds into the bottom of the 6th with the 4, 5, and 6 hitters up. That brings up Jordan Anderson. He struck out twice today. Maybe Brink looking to K him again as he fouls one off towards the third base coach.
Tito Fuentes Jr. had a thought about trying to field that, but what he didn't realize he was going to contend with was the sun here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium on the left field side of the diamond is brutal at this hour. Right in the eyes of the shortstop, the left fielder, the third baseman, and now we know in the eyes of the third base coach as well.
Interestingly enough, none of them are wearing sunglasses as Anderson looks at strike number 2. So Valera, Garcia, and O'Donnell all know the sun's terrible here. None of them wear sunglasses.
I'm not a sunglass person myself, not that I'm playing out there.
Very much in the shade.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it just make it darker? I don't know. Do you think it helps?
There's somewhat, definitely shades the sun somewhat, but I know they have the flip glasses. Barry Bonds wore those all the time. But comfortability probably is the factor there. Don't know their playing styles all too well or how they feel comfortable. As Brink gets Anderson once again. So he's struck out Anderson 3 times tonight. All 3 have been swinging. And Jordan Brink gets out of a leadoff double and gets the Diamonds to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still up 3-2.
Nick's Sandwiches. Want to tailgate in City Park before the next Diamonds home game? Nick's Sandwiches is a great place to start. Everything you need for a big crew of hungry fans, or a tasty lunch on the Delta, or a quick grab of coffee and a bite to eat on the way to work. Nick's Sandwiches is in Old Town Pittsburgh on Railroad Avenue across from the marina. Eating at the Diamonds' favorite deli is as satisfying as a 3-run homer. Start your pregame warm-up at Nick's Sandwiches, 315 Railroad Avenue in Old Town.
We're back here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. I'm going to show you that strikeout once again. Anderson is so far behind that fastball by Brink, and Brink has gone 6 innings of work, only allowed 2 earned runs on 3 hits, and he's striking out 8 batters.
I think there's a part of competitive people that responds to this environment. It's not a hitters go wild, people getting walks all over the place. It is a pitcher's duel, and that, I think, adds some juice to the system if you're a competitor. And I think both Ramirez and Brink have responded to that, and that's nice to see, and it's also nice to watch.
It's been a rather uncharacteristic Pacific Association game so far. It's not 9-8, it's not 7-6, it's not 21-10 or 11. It's a much more quieter tone game, 3-2. Ramirez has been good ever since the 3rd inning, and Brink's been good the whole game. Did have the kind of blip in the line score in the 3rd, making it 2 earned runs, but Diamonds still lead. You have a raffle going on, it looks like, in the stands here, or maybe some auctioning off in the Winter Chevrolet Stadium stands.
Maybe if you make noise, you get a hat. I don't know. That's a thing they like to do at USC.
One thing I do know is that Carranza just looked at ball number 1. Joe Carranza so far in today's ball game, he hasn't gone on base yet. He flew out to center field and struck out in his last at bat. Looking for his first time on base tonight, and he takes a strike. Carranza not too happy about that call.
He has his record. I mean, his ER, his batting average up to 271 now, and he has, just been impressive. What's odd about this is he's very much a first ball hitter. I've come to realize, and he didn't swing at that first pitch. Whoop.
Joel Carranza taking the more. As he flies the ball to center field, Anderson's going to get under it for out number 1, but taking the more cautious approach doesn't lead to a hit there. But that brings up Gabe Bracamonte. Bracamonte got his 6th home run of the season and his 30th and 31st RBIs in that first inning. Since then, the Diamonds have remained quiet. But they've had a couple chances. Had bases loaded with Wes Wallace up. Wes Wallace did strike out. Wes Wallace is on deck. He will hit in this inning. But Bracamonte came over later in the season than usual. Wasn't on the team on opening day. Diamonds said they needed a catcher. Aaron Miles and Bracamonte got together. Now he's on the team. Now he's hitting 4th, and he hits a fly ball to left field. Left fielder travels back into the warning track. Not going to be a base hit or a home run this time. As Bracamonte flies out on the first pitch, making it 2 outs.
We're still getting no score out of the game between San Rafael and Vallejo for whatever reason, and the Martinez Stoppers game only in the top of the 2nd. So I think we're in a time warp or something. This must be the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Just don't start doing any Tim Curry impressions up in the sky.
I used to go. Here's a sad story. When I was in college, I used to go to this discotheque, 18 and over in Los Angeles, every night. They did, whole place did the time warp.
Rocky Horror Picture Show, probably one of the more cult classic movies out there.
Forever.
Tim
Bring
Curry,
your toast.
major star in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Even played Pennywise in It. Remake came out recently, but Wes Wallace is down 1-0. Excuse me, up 1-0. He fouls one straight back off Ramirez. Wallace just missed that fastball. It's been a tough season for Wes Wallace so far. Yeah, the home runs are there. Yes, the RBIs are there. He leads the team in both. But the strikeouts have been there as well. And you'll take the strikeouts if you're hitting home runs. He has 11 on the season. As the 1-1 pitch is a line drive back in the backstop.
I hope he didn't hear you.
But go back to Wes Wallace. He's not a very patient hitter. Only 15 walks. He has struck out tonight, so that does make it 68 strikeouts on the season.
And he is far and away the leader in that category.
And he does it again, so 69 strikeouts is now the team lead. And we're going to go to the top of the 7th inning. I'll head to PA. Tony Schultz will come back over here, and Scott McDonald and him will finish the game for you tonight. Italian Heritage tonight here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Diamonds still lead 3-2.
Ciao.
One example of teamwork is a smoothly executed double play memorialized in the famous baseball poem, Tinkers to Evers to Chance. Another example of great teamwork is the Pittsburg Chamber of Commerce. MyPittsburghChamber.org brings together the many and varied businesses that make up the local economy and forges them into a community force that is focused on economic development, advocacy, partnerships, and workforce development. The Pittsburgh Chamber is making a difference. Even if your business doesn't leave you the time to get personally involved, your membership contribution will advance the cause. Visit mypittsburghchamber.org today.
Welcome back to inning number 7 here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Scott McDonald with Tony Schultz, and we're ready to bring you the final 3, or what could be the final 3 innings of this battle. Jordan Brink and Ramirez having it out here, a pitcher's duel, something we just don't see that often, and it's kind of fun to watch.
Good ball game, Scott. 3-2. Diamonds with that big 3 spot in the first, and so far they've been able to make it stand up, and you look at all those zeros on the board, and yeah, pitcher's getting it done right now.
Another fine job by Delta TV bringing you tonight's game, and you can, if you're probably watching this on YouTube with the Pittsburgh Diamonds channel, there we are, 3-2 in favor of the Diamonds. 3 runs for Napa, 3 hits for Napa, 4 hits for the Diamonds. And I was going to say that opening shot of this inning that took you behind the left field fence. Here's the first pitch, and it is fouled away. It's 0-1 to Kai Davis. Davis has walked and flown out so far today. That was kind of a behind-the-scenes look. That big trailer that you got to look at was the Diamonds locker room, basically, and the team and we did a pregame show last week in the manager's office in the trailer. First time ever. So how about that? How's that for access? Here's a pitch inside.
History in the making.
Yeah, all access they call that, baby. 1-1. Yeah, I got the right press pass. Jordan Brink looks in, has his sign. It's 1-1 pitch. It's swung and fouled back, and it is now 1-2 to Davis. There it is. There's another shot of that trailer. It doesn't look like much, does it? But it all happens inside there. And this year there's air conditioning.
Whoa.
I don't think last year there was. I think so. Sometimes, some days you're lucky to get the team out of there.
You can almost stay in it now.
Right. Yeah, they don't want to open that door and take a look inside. It might be a little scary. Diamonds 3, Napa 2, swing and a miss. Ball dropped by Bracamonte, picked up, and he tags him out. That's strikeout for Jordan Brink. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10. So let's go to Yoshioka, who will step in here, left-handed batter against a right-handed Brink. We are in the top of the 7th inning. It's a one-run ball game, and Yoshioka, the ground ball to Yasuda. Here's a throw to first, and it feels a lot like Tokyo right now. Yoshioka to Yasuda, out number 2.
You're going to say that 3 times fast. But just one of the ball games that not only is it competitive, Scott, but the pace of the game is nice.
It has been nice.
Moving along real nicely here.
You know, you may recall last year we were in San Rafael for Jewish Heritage Night, and they gave every batter for San Rafael a Jewish name. Moki or
Sounds difficult to do.
Well, I mean, they helped them out, so they gave them all these nicknames, and so we should do that for Italian Heritage Night, or But we already had Sterling Bennett. Did he reveal to you that his family's name is more Italian than that? Now I can't remember what it says, but it's not. Sterling Bennett sounds English, right?
Actually, my mother's side of the family is Italian.
See, well, maybe she knows the Bennetts. He was talking about Eastern Contra Costa County. A lot of Italians around here.
Mm-hmm.
1 ball and 1 strike here with 2 down. Jordan Brink now facing Fitzpatrick, who sounds Irish, and that pitch is a strike. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 down here, 7th inning. Diamonds by 1, 3-2. Jordan Brink's gone the whole way for the Diamonds. There's a battle on for who's going to be in the rotation for the Diamonds. Here's the pitch, bounces up there. It's a ball. They have too many pitchers. They have too many starting pitchers. You got Corey McDonald. You got Brett Solano, Tyler Steyerwalt, Jordan Brink, Dakota Freeze, and now you have Travis Brackley. So something's got to give.
Does it look to be one of those situations, Scott, that whoever's not pitching that well would move down in the bullpen?
One would think part of it is how well do they pitch in the bullpen. I mean, that seems a little unfair. If you don't pitch well in the bullpen, you should be allowed to keep on hold on to your starting job. But that's a realistic look at it, and that's one of the things that Aaron mentioned in our conversation. 3-2 count here for Brink with 2 down, top of the 7th inning. The 3-2 pitch. Strike 3. No. Called. Yes. I was confused by his safe sign at the end of it. But that will do it for Fitzpatrick and for the Napa Silverados here in the top of the 7th inning. They get nothing across. We're going to the bottom of the 7th after we sing the Italian version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We'll be back right after this.
Okay. Libraries are community centers, and truly the community comes and uses them. They're here for anybody who walks in the door. It's important for people to have a connection to their community because it makes you feel like you belong. Mechanics Bank really values their relationship. They actively reach out with an open hand to nonprofits. Mechanics Bank doesn't just show up and say that they're going to do something. They actually follow through. They're not just a partner in name, they're a partner in person. My name's Kristen Anderson. I'm the Executive Director of the Walnut Creek Library Foundation, and I'm a mechanic.
You got a look there at Travis Blackley talking to Dakota Freeze in the bullpen or in the dugout for the Diamonds. And we talked to Travis on the pregame show it was on Thursday, and it was a great chance to converse with him about not only his efforts here for the Diamonds, but also what baseball is doing in Australia, and how he got into the game, which was interesting, and why it got his attention. Baseball in Australia is not the big thing. There's cricket, there's Australian rules football, there's soccer, and all that. We have got not only a new pitcher coming in here, and let me finish this thought. If you have any interest in hearing that, you can go to Mixler.com and go into the show reel settings, and if you look up the pregame show from Thursday's game, or just pick up Thursday's game, the first part of that will be the pregame show, and you can hear that conversation with Travis Blackley. He's here. He had a very tough outing. He had the Diamonds in that game. He only gave up 3 runs. He was in some trouble. He just is not in your actual middle of the season shape, but he kept the Diamonds in the game, gave up 3 runs, and the Diamonds lost anyway, and he'll be starting early next week. I think tomorrow we're going to get Tyler Steyerwald here for a 1 o'clock start at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Devontae Glenn has come in to pitch for the Napa Silverados, and that will do it for Ramirez.
Not a bad game for Ramirez. 6-inning pitch. 3 runs on 4 hits. Gave up all those runs in that first inning, Scott, and then zeros thereafter. So he bounced back after a tough first and gave his team a chance to win the game.
Devontae Glenn is in here for his 17th appearance. He has 20 and a third innings pitched, 10 walks in that time, 18 strikeouts, 1 win and 3 losses. He has an earned run average of 7.08. Glenn looks in and comes to the plate, and the first pitch to Patrick O'Donnell is a strike. It's 0-1.
Trying to follow up that great 4-hit night last night. Led off the couple innings today here, Scott. Reached on the E5, popped out to first. That last time was in the 4th.
Last night, pitches a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Last night, O'Donnell was on fire. He was 4 for 4, hit with a home run. His first at-bat, a 2-run home run in the first inning. That pitch is fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. O'Donnell steps back in against Devontae Glenn, the new Napa pitcher here in the bottom of the 7th. The Diamonds looking for some insurance if they could possibly find it. Here's the pitch to O'Donnell. It's the ball low. 2-2.
Looked like that was one of those breaking pitches. You could see Devontae trying to put a spin on the ball and just never really did. Just kind of rolled up there. Not a whole lot on that breaking ball.
Jordan Van Atta is in the on-deck circle. Jose Garcia will follow him. 2-2 pitch. Swung on him. Miss. Strike 3. We are here for what amounts to the beginning of a battle. We are here. Tomorrow is the halfway point of the season, and the Diamonds and the Silverados are tied for the last playoff position. And from here on out, every head-to-head competition between these two teams is going to be important.
Right.
And this is the first.
And each game, you know, when the team that you're playing, the team that you're racing against, it's always a 2-game swing. You think, oh, it's just 1 game, but actually in the standings, it means 2. Very important game here today and tomorrow.
Glenn to the plate and a swing and a miss by Van Atta, and it is 0-1.
Yeah, much better breaking ball that time in the strike zone. And had a nice little break just as it got into the zone, down and away from the right-handed hitter.
Glenn back to the plate. Swung on and popped up foul, right side. Glenn comes over, but the first baseman, Montalongo, goes over there to make the catch, out number 2. We're having a lovely Italian-American Heritage Night here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. We had people singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." There's nothing new about that, but we were having the Italian-American version. The only new word that I didn't realize was Italian was y'all.
I was with my mother's side of the family a number of years ago back in New York. They ordered a bunch of pizza, and I couldn't wait. It was all cheese pizza.
What in the world?
I couldn't believe it. All cheese.
That pitch is popped up to left side by Jose Garcia, and it's going to go out of play. Garcia just stepping in here with 2 down and no one on. Cameron Hatch, you guys got to look, is warming up in the Diamonds bullpen. He was warm and ready to go last night in the 9th inning when the Diamonds came in with a 1-run lead. How familiar does that sound? And gave up 2 in the bottom of the 9th to lose to Vallejo. They lost both games in the Benicia Bridge series. Devontae Glenn to the plate. A strike, and it's 0-2 now to Jose Garcia.
Yeah, it looks like he's throwing a tight slider there. And that one had some nice spin to it.
The 0-2 pitch, high and inside. Garcia just going to back sway a bit. Walks out. I think that there's a little more swagger to Garcia than there has been recently, and maybe that's because last night he got some hits off of his brother, his younger brother, a reliever for Vallejo. Vallejo had a horrible start to that game. The Diamonds got a 2-run homer in the first inning last night. Had the bases loaded, nobody out. 5 hitters into the game. Out came the manager, and he replaced his pitcher with Eli Garcia. And so now Eli was facing Jose for a couple times. Jose got 2 hits. So here's Devontae Glenn's record. The pitch to Garcia, grounded right to the shortstop. He charges, tries to first, and gets his counterpart at first base. The Diamonds looking for insurance, but they're going to have to keep looking because they go down 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Let's go to the 8th with the score: Pittsburg 3 and Napa 2.
Are you looking for a community-based establishment that will provide a fun and exciting environment for your family? Certainly Diamonds Baseball is one, and no doubt Lumpy's Diner is another. Before or after the game, eating at Lumpy's Diner or Lumpy's Diner Express can make for a great doubleheader. And if you want to win a road game, LD's Catering will make your event a hit no matter the location. Lumpy's Diner is a homegrown sensation, world famous since 2008. Bring your family to ours.
Left-handed pitcher Cameron Hatch now on the mound, getting ready for inning number 8, and he'll replace Jordan Brink, who did an outstanding job today. He's brought the Diamonds into inning number 8 with a 3-2 lead.
7 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits. And in this league, what's going on right now, that is just lights out. Outstanding.
Yes, we've been talking how enjoyable it is to watch a baseball game like this. And as we go into these final 2 innings, it means every batter will count. Every pitch will count. Cameron Hatch steps in here. He's making his 16th appearance. He has 19 innings so far this year, 14 walks, 32 strikeouts. His record is 2 wins and no losses. His ERA, 4.26. He will face the top of the order for Napa, Nick Kern, Willis Salas, and Josh Montalongo here in the 8th inning.
You take a look at the numbers on Cameron Hatch with that 4.26 ERA, Scott, and you know, looking at some of these scores and the way that the number of runs is so inflated. That's like having a sub-3 ERA in Major League Baseball.
You're right. You've got to deduct at least a run, maybe a run and a half.
I would say so.
And to get somewhere in a way that you can compare what the two mean. So let's look around the league. We can't look very far because Vallejo and Santa Fe are having all kinds of problems getting any scores to anybody, and they still don't have anyone. And Sonoma and Martinez are playing the slowest game in history. I don't know what that's about. It's only 3-0. This pitch to lead off the 8th inning from Hatch is a strike. It's 0-1. Sonoma is leading the Clippers 3-0 according to the official scoreboard, and that is supposed to be in the top of the 3rd at Joe DiMaggio Park, another famous Italian. 0-1 count, the 0-1 pitch, strike 2.
Now Kern, that doubled an RBI, came back in that 2-run 3rd, and that's been it for the Silverados.
Trying to get it started again here for Napa, but he is in a hole here against Cam Hatch. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball is outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cam is left-handed thrower. The Diamonds have it's like someone stood at the front door of the locker room and turned all the left-handies people away. They just don't have many lefties on this team. Hatch on the mound. He comes to the plate, swung on a foul at the plate. I don't know who it hit. I guess it hit Kern because he is limping the most. Chasing it was Bracamonte, but it was just a foul ball.
I think he's fortunate that one actually bounced first.
Yeah.
I believe before it hit him, but boy, anything off your shin or your foot, the instep of your foot, I mean, you're just, when you do that, you're asking to be on the DL, and usually not for a short period of time.
Well, you could add a lot more of my body parts because the ball starts ricocheting off me. I don't think I'd last very long. Kern is back in, though. He is going to last here. 1 ball and 2 strikes, leading off the top of the 8th. Hatch to the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It gets away from Bracamonte. He hurries to pick it up because Kern's on his way down to first, but he throws him out. We saw the other night where that rule resulted in a base runner, where the ball gets away from the catcher on strike 3, and you have to pick it up, tag him, or throw him out. And obviously Bracamonte did it that time, but it doesn't happen every time.
No, it's one of those things that very rarely does happen, but every now and then. I think we were talking about it last year, Scott, where it actually happened and turned around a World Series way back when.
Hatch gets that important first out here in the 8th inning. Salas will step up here. He has a double as well on his chart for the night. He is 1 for 3. Right-handed against the left-hander Hatch. Square to bunt. Not really committed to it. Pulls it back. 1-0. High throw.
Took that dangerous step out across the plate. Looking to bunt and pulled back. And better make sure you know where the pitch is going before you do that.
The bat may be back, but you are still in front of the plate.
Your face is in the strike zone.
Pitch is grounded right back up the middle. Garcia comes over. He picks it up behind second and throws him out. Welcome back, Jose Garcia. That was not 3 errors in 2 games, Jose Garcia. That was all-league shortstop, Jose Garcia.
Isn't it funny, though, when have a guy like Jose who plays such good defense. When he starts playing poorly defensively, it seems to rattle everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody else gets a little bit on edge, and all of a sudden, the routine play becomes a little harder than just routine.
He and Valera had some communication issues in one game, and then Valera had a couple, and then Garcia just unimaginable errors. Just it was just it's difficult to believe even still. But anyway, he clearly is on the way back. A couple of hits will do that for you. 1-0 count here with 2 down and nobody on. Montalongo up here, and he takes ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Here's a dangerous hitter here. Leads the team with 8 home runs.
He is the 3rd player among the leading 3 in the batting order to have a double on the day.
One guy with the power to tie it up with one swing.
That's a strike, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. We will be here tomorrow at 1 o'clock against these same Napa Silverados. Our pregame show will start at 12:50. You can join us on Mixler or on BayAreaSports.tv, of course, on the Diamonds YouTube channels. That pitch outside for a ball. Now it's 3-1 to Montalongo, and he probably would be fairly happy with just getting on base to give the Silverados a tying run.
Unfortunately, Nico Tony's the next batter. He's got 7 home runs himself.
Yeah. Hatch to the plate, swung on and a broken back ground ball to Garcia, and it goes right to him, and he throws him out. So parts of the bat went this way and that way, but the ball went right to the human vacuum cleaner, and that was out number 3 here in inning number 8. The Diamonds are going to the bottom of the 8th with a 1-run lead. It's Pittsburg 3 and Napa 2.
Little J's. The handcrafted burgers are sensational. The generous sandwiches are delicious. The hand-carved tri-tip is the best in town. Getting hungry? You probably already know where to go to find these food treasures. Little J's in Pittsburgh. Since 2003, Little J's has been rewarding those smart enough to stop in for a meal. They can also cater your next event. On Loveridge Road, it's Little J's Restaurant.
Fresh off of his world tour, the dancing bat boy, Bodie Brown, out here to his familiar hit, YMCA. And this, when I say world tour, he was in San Rafael, he was in Vallejo performing.
And this is the only song that Scott McDonald has more than once on his playlist.
Yeah. You know, tomorrow,
just in case.
Tomorrow's game, in case you're thinking, will I go to the game tomorrow? Should I go to the game tomorrow? Well, let me make the decision for you. Tomorrow will be the revelation of Scott McDonald's walk-up song. So, Bodie Brown, look out. America, look out.
Jerry Vale?
Wrong. Take you back to the greatest year in American history, American music history.
1979.
1 year earlier. 78, but that was amazingly close. Amazingly close. Devontae Glenn back out here for inning number 8. The Diamonds are hoping it's the last time they come to bat, because that would mean they got out of here and shut down Napa in the 9th, but we'll see what happens.
I said 79 because I was thinking that was one of those years where it was like Linda Ronstadt, John Denver, and the Sex Pistols in the top 5 or something like that.
And none of them would qualify. Okay, you know, that was Donna Summer's big hit with Bad Girls, that album, 79, because it came out the week I graduated from college. remember. Okay, Devontae Glenn to the plate to Brett Smith. He swings and fouls it to the right side. The first baseman, Montalongo, comes over and watches it go foul. Nicholas Barnesi is in, warming up in the bullpen for the Diamonds. They will take on the Silverados in the top of the ninth. Right now, their task is let's get a run or two more and just make it a little bit easier to get home with this victory. Devontae Glenn ready to go. He starts his windup, stops, then picks it up, throws the pitch, and it's fouled at the plate. Smith is now in a hole, 0-2 on the count.
And looking ahead for the Silverados in the top of the ninth, Tony, Taylor, and Anderson, the middle of that Napa batting order.
Smith and Glenn here doing battle. Glenn comes to that stop. I think we have pitches outside for a ball. It's 1-2. I think we have Johnny Cueto, among others, to credit, to blame for the start your windup and come to a stop thing. I know we've talked about Brett Solano's windup and how he seems to have this one, like tries to fast pitch out of his delivery, and I talked to him about it. Here's a pitch from Glenn, and swung about to the left side to the third baseman, Kern. He can't pick up the ball, and he will not make a throw. He stopped the ball, but he couldn't get it out of his glove and get it to first base.
Yeah, when he juggled it a couple of times, and that second juggle made it assured that Smith would make it to first base. So Smith aboard on the E5. Let's see if the Diamonds can take advantage of this now, Scott, and get themselves some insurance.
Brett Solano was saying, and I said, you have, sometimes it appears when you're winding up, here's a replay of Nick Kern's problems at third. There he is. He drops the ball. Again, he tries to pick it up, and as Tony said, it was too late by then to try to get Smith. He's very fast. But Solano, I said, it looks like you are trying to fast pitch someone, or you fast pitch. He said, oh, yeah, absolutely. He said, it's kind of Johnny Cueto-ish, isn't it? So, sounds like Cueto's in trouble. No one out. Runner at first. There goes Smith. The pitch is swung on a miss. The throw down to second base is way offline. Smith is in with a steal, and a nice play by the shortstop to keep that ball from going into the outfield.
Yeah, nice job by Smith, not waiting around, picking up the stolen base. And the Diamonds in business here, and now Yuki.
Here goes Smith.
To get a base hit. There it is. Yeah, not really close.
That's Salas, who was going out of your picture because he was going to catch that ball and keep it going from the outfield. So poor Brett Smith all alone at second.
When you talk about those crazy windups, though, and starting and stopping, anything that can keep the hitter off balance, a benefit to the pitcher. But I keep thinking of Tion with that. The old days with that gnarly turn away, and then Valenzuela with that weird look up into the sky when you're not even looking at the catcher. The whole time that you're going into your windup and you're pitching the ball, I thought that would be so difficult to execute.
Well, I think part of the a thing that makes that difficult is that it's not every pitch. That you jungle it up a little bit. Sometimes you don't do that, and so the batter can't rely on it that much.
Yeah, it seemed like Tion and Valenzuela were every time.
Well, I did, yeah. Tion would do that windup, and he'd do that almost robotic kind of turn back.
Right. I mean, his number, he would show his number on his back to the hitter.
Right. It's got to be a little disarming when no one else is doing that. So we're back to play here, 0-1. Yasuda is saying, I am going to bunt. As you can see, he's got the bat out there. He gets away from that pitch, and it is a ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. No reason not to tell them you're bunting. Your idea is to give yourself up here on a sacrifice so that Brett Smith can go to third.
You always like guys that can handle the bat. Right now, the Diamonds would be more than in favor of giving up an out to get 90 feet.
Here goes Yasuda to bunt again, and he ducks underneath that pitch. That's a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike.
That was right over his head that time, even though that was an off-speed pitch. Taking one to the team is one thing, but off the noggin is something else completely.
And that's another thing about bunting, as you mentioned before. You may not have to stand right in the middle of the plate, but you're still kind of getting out over it and putting your body almost out front. 2-1 count. Yasuda says, I'm bunting again. He's not. He's going to swing away, but it was high for a ball. A little deception on the part of Yuki. He put his bat out to say, I'm going to bunt, and then he pulled it back, was going to swing away, but the pitch was very high.
Yeah, the monologue was coming all the way down the line, and I mean, he's almost standing in the batter's box himself.
3-1 count. Brett Smith on at second base. He reached on an error and then stole second. There's nobody out here. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Devontae Glenn on in relief here. Looks in, looks back at Smith, and comes to the plate, and swinging away is Yasuda, and he fouls it off. The count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
If you're Monologo at first base, I think that's the old Butcher Boy play. When you show bunt, you pull back and you take that whack at it. And Josh is so close to hitter that time, you better be ready to react if that ball comes your way.
He's still coming up on the grass, even though there are 2 strikes here. And the pitch to Yasuda is swung about at the third baseman. He picks it up. He leaves it behind, and it goes on into left field. Brett Smith goes to third. Yasuda's on at first. The second error of the inning for Nick Kern, and the Diamonds have runners at the corners.
Yeah, one of those nightmarish innings so far for Nick. Should be 2 outs and nobody aboard. Instead, the Diamonds have them cornered with nobody out in a 1-run game. And if you're the Silverados, Devontae Glenn, you just kind of look over there. After the first one, you shake it off. After the second one, what do you say after that one?
Well, he's being taken out of the game right now, so he can say it to the dugout. And, that's a weird thing about baseball. I kind of get it, but Devontae Glenn pitched well enough to have, as you said it, 2 outs and nobody on. And it's not his fault that the Diamonds have runners at first and third. But Tito Fuentes Jr. has come out here, and he's replacing Devontae Glenn with a new Silverado, and that is Chris Butcher, who will take them out now for Napa.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of is that, you're the Silverados, you want Devontae Glenn for tomorrow's game as well. There's no reason. The way he's throwing here, he looks like he's ready to get another out.
Well, Tito Fuentes Jr. and this is a situation where there is no plausible reason that I can see that you take your pitcher out. I mean, except that some people believe, okay, it's just we need a change. We need a change. We need a change in our mentality. We need a change in our attitude. And the one way to do that is to change the pitcher. You can't, because right now those 2 errors have got the Silverados back on their heels. Butcher is now warming up with his teammates. You can see behind him, watching him. He likes to throw the ball sidearm, as I recall. He is making his 22nd appearance, which also is the point. Tito is got a quick hook and uses his pitchers day after day after day, which is different from an Aaron Miles approach. Aaron will bring in pitchers and then he considers them kind of out of the contest for the next day or 2. But not so for the Napa Silverados. Butcher has 27 2/3 innings pitched, 14 walks, 31 strikeouts, 2 wins, 1 loss. His ERA is 6.51. If you're going to hear the unique sound of the accordion in the background, it's because it's Italian American night here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. The Diamonds are in a 1-run ball game, but they are here in the 8th with runners at first and third and nobody out. There's a good look at Butcher and his record.
The ERA high, but like we said, 650. That's like a 450.
And now batting for the Diamonds, the third baseman, number 2,
Rafael Valera will step up here as it's in his power now to extend this Diamonds lead and give them some insurance as they head to the 9th inning. However it comes about, a win will be very welcomed by this Pittsburgh team, and they just need to ensure that they can pull that off here. Pitch is low and outside for a ball. It's 1-0 to Valera. Butcher looks over at first base where Yasuda has his lead, and it wouldn't be surprising to see Yasuda go at any moment. Pitches outside for ball 2. Diamonds did it last night with runners at first and third, and they have that potential of getting the throw to second and perhaps sending the runner from third.
I can see if they put a play on here and send Yuki Yasuda, but the alignment right now and Yasuda being held on at first, there's a whole lot of room on that right side.
2-0 count. The 2-0 pitch to Valera, swing and fouled back. Yasuda was going, and it is 2-1. Diamonds 6 games, well, Diamonds and Napa both 6 games below 500 with equal records, 16 and 22. Both teams 12 games behind the first place San Rafael Pacifics, and both teams 7 games behind second place, which is jointly held now by Vallejo and Sonoma with a record of 23 and 15. Butcher 2-1, throw to first. Yasuda dives in. The throw was high. Montalongo with the catch. It wasn't high enough to go way over his head, but it was certainly too high to tag Yasuda.
Yeah, the middle of the Silverado infield, looking for that second to first double play. You hate to give up that insurance run.
There goes Yasuda. The 2-1 pitch is lifted, foul, right side. It's out of play, and the count will be in 2-2.
You always think, a 2-run deficit, not that bad. You think we have a good chance to make that up, but doesn't work out for you. You have a chance to give up that big inning here and let the game completely get away from you.
Butcher out here, came in relief. Look at first. First and third for the Diamonds. Yasuda fakes going. Rafael Valera swings and misses for strike 3.
Boy, really pulled the string, did Chris Butcher on that one, Valera. He was so far out in front of that one, it looked like he missed it by 2 feet. That was a quality off-speed pitch.
Joel Carranza comes up to the plate. 1 out now, runners at first and third. This is one area where you need to come through to ensure a victory, because 1 run just is not going to hold up a lot of times in the 9th inning. This pitch, sidearm by Butcher, is a ball, 1-0.
And then also, too, you give Napa a little bit of a bump in their momentum. Sometimes be the difference if they can get out of a first and third, nobody out jam.
There goes Yasuda. This ball is grounded to shortstop. In comes Smith to score. Down to first goes Carranza. And the Diamonds have added a run to their lead. It is 4-2.
And Aaron Miles sending the runner there, staying out of the double play, and allowing what looked like a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play ball turns out to be an RBI, and that all-important insurance run for Pittsburgh.
That did play into it. If it had been a double play, the Diamonds would not have gotten the run. And it's a little surprising that Napa was playing back far enough in double play position instead of up, trying to keep the runner from scoring. Had they been playing up, it looked like the kind of ball that you could have easily played in an infield up situation. But that's all conjecture. Diamonds lead at 4-2. Runner at second. There's another runner out there to pick up, and Gabriel Bracamonte steps up here with that opportunity. No balls and 1 strike to him. A big home run in the first inning, then hit by a pitch, and he flew out in the 6th. No balls and 1 strike. Butcher, sidearms. Bracamonte hits it high and deep to center field. Back goes the center fielder to the warning track almost, and he makes the catch. That's it for the Diamonds here in inning number 8, and yes, they do get an insurance run, as Brett Smith comes in to score on a ground ball from Joel Carranza. We're going to the top of the 9th inning with the score: Pittsburgh 4 and Napa 2.
Hampton by Hilton. Road trips can be grueling, which is why baseball teams are happy to split their road games. But there's one way to guarantee a win on the road. That's by staying at Hampton Inn by Hilton. Fresh, up-to-date accommodations include a hearty cooked breakfast to get you off to a good start on the day. Known for low-end prices and high-end service, a stay at Hampton Inn by Hilton means you can earn points in the valuable Hilton Honors Program. You can find a Hampton Inn by Hilton in Pittsburg and Brentwood.
Welcome back to inning number 9 here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. Home cooking never quite tasted so good for a team that lost 5 in a row on the road here, or 4 in the road on the road. The last home game, they lost 2. Happy to be back in Pittsburgh and happy to be ahead 4-2 as we go to the 9th inning as the Diamonds are hoping to turn it around. They've got a 2-game set here against the Silverados, and then they come back on Tuesday and Wednesday for 2 more against the Martinez Clippers.
This one is here.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we are going to watch Nicholas Barnesi warm up for his attempt to play the closer here for the Diamonds. It is the one missing. Van Atta is now back. Carranza and Valera are back after their short time not here. But Danny Moskowitz is the missing ingredient, and he has got some kind of soreness in one of his tendons. When Aaron talks about it, he mentions a Major League Baseball player is going through the exact same thing with the exact same mysterious long period of time that it has taken for it to go away. And so Barnesi is in here playing the closer. Moskowitz did an outstanding job of that to start the season, and we still don't have any idea when he'll be back. Throw down to second. We're ready for the 9th inning. And here comes the middle, as Tony warned us, the middle of that batting order for the Napa Silverados. And that's Nick Toney, followed by Zach Taylor and Jordan Anderson. They're down by 2 runs here in the 9th. Barnesi. Oh, there's his record, 1-2, ERA 6.23. And you can see the rest. 10 walks, 17 strikeouts. So far in the day, Nick Toney is 0 for 3. 4-2 in favor of Pittsburgh. Barnesi kind of taking a couple deep breaths, getting set to go. The pitch is a strike. It's 0-1.
The all-important last 3 outs of a professional baseball game. Like we say, these are the hardest ones to get, and look at the numbers on Toney.
That pitch high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Leading the team in average coming into today's play, leading the team in RBIs, second in home runs, but does not represent the tying run.
This pitch low for a ball, 2 balls and a strike.
So no reason for Barnesi to not challenge him.
Barnesi has his sign, the wind blowing slightly to left field. The pitch high and inside, and he backs out of the way. It goes all the way back to the backstop, and that's ball 2.
Yeah, that was a head level pitch too. Talking about a close shave. Toney able to get out of the way of that one. A little reminder, don't dig in.
4-2 the score in favor of the Diamonds. Barnesi to the plate. It's high and inside. That's ball 4. And so now the tying run will come to the plate in the person of Zach Taylor.
Now batting number 40, the catcher, Zach Taylor.
What's disturbing here is these were not close pitches. It was not even close to the strike zone. 3 of them.
And unfortunately, we've seen this from Nick a couple of times.
This pitch, a strike. It's 0-1. Toney with his lead at first base. The important person right here is standing at the plate. Zach Taylor representing the tying run. He is 0 for 3 on the day. 2 strikeouts, and he reached on an error. Here's the pitch. Bounces up there, and that's a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nice block by Bracamonte. Keep the double play in order.
Last night, the Diamonds took a 1-run lead into the bottom of the 9th in Vallejo and gave up 2 runs and gave the Admirals a walk-off victory. This pitch swung on and missed. What looked like ball 2. It is now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
But after going away from the right-handed hitter, coming back into him, kind of changing that eye level a little bit, and got him to chase and got the swing and a miss.
Nick Toney with his lead. The pitch from Barnesi. Strike 3 called.
There was that challenge fastball right there, partner. Just threw it right past him.
Third time Taylor has struck out. Jordan Anderson has already struck out 3 times. He'll be up for his 4th at bat in this game with 1 down, a runner at first. The Diamonds hungry for a double play that would end the game. And here comes Tito Fuentes Jr. And is he going to make a double switch?
Looks like he's going to send up a pinch hitter here.
So he has a brief moment with the home plate umpire, and then we'll go back to the dugout. There he is talking to his hitter. You can see him. Some last advice.
And Barnesi and Bracamonte doing likewise, talking things over.
Dominic Bethencourt will come to the plate, and he has had some big games against the Diamonds this year. Bethencourt hitting .303, 6 home runs, 18 runs batted in.
Which matchup do you like better? Apparently Silverados like this one. We'll just have to see how it plays out.
Bethencourt stepping into the batter's box. 1 out. Nick Toney on at first base after he walked to lead off the inning.
They're telling Valera to play closer to the line. No doubles defense.
This pitch does not find the strike zone. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
It's a good looking off speed pitch though right there. Just did miss a little bit low.
Barnesi has the left glove on his left hip and the ball in his right hand on the right side, and taking a long time to look in at home plate. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Maybe fouled at the plate. Counts 1-1.
Got a piece of that one hammering into the plate. But 2 good looking pitches from Barnesi back to back. Even the count at 1-1. Diamonds will play that no doubles defense over there with Valera at third base, guarding the line. Garcia in a usual position over there at shortstop, but still pretty good chunk of room over there on that left side.
Alex Leach warming up in the bullpen. Here's a pitch from Barnesi, and it stays inside for a ball. That's going to be 2 balls and a strike.
But the pitches, Scotty, in this at-bat's looking like a lot more quality than we saw in the first batter that you mentioned, that none of them were close.
2-2 count now, the scoreboard says, and I guess we'll go with that. The 2-2 pitch swung and battle left side of Garcia. Could it end the game? On to second for 1. Throw to first. Double play. The Diamonds have won 4-2 with a double play to end it all. Nicholas Barnesi comes in to shut him down in the 9th inning, and the Diamonds get an insurance run in the bottom of the 8th. It just is one of those games where all the little things seem to do right for the Diamonds, and it's a 4-2 victory on a Saturday night in Pittsburgh.
Well, Nick Barnesi coming in with that 2-run lead. And like you said, partner, you saw it last night. They couldn't get it done. We've seen Barnesi with trouble in this spot a couple of times earlier in the season, but he got it done tonight. But Jordan Brink, really the guy. 7 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits. And boy, I think he piled up, 10 strikeouts before he vacated.
That was the last count I had. It was just a good day all around for the Diamonds, who needed a game like this to start to just turn the feeling around the team back around. And they can look forward to a battle tomorrow on Sunday, where they can hopefully sweep. They'll be looking forward to sweeping this series and have a day off where they can start having some positive thoughts.
Aaron Miles was talking about in the pregame show with you that as we look at some of the highlights, that you get some of those games that don't look like professional baseball.
Yeah.
This one really looked like it.
This is the first home run. I thought this was not going to be the first home run, but it looks like the first home run. Belted over. Here's O'Donnell with his home run. No, that's not a home run. O'Donnell on at first. That is O'Donnell playing that ball off the wall.
It looks like part of that 2-run third from the Silverados.
That is a swing and a strikeout picked up by Bracamonte and throws him out at first base. And that, of course, is Bodie Brown, back from his world tour.
We know exactly what that one is.
That's right. Well, that's it from Winter Chevrolet Stadium. It has been a wonderful time for the Diamonds just to get a W in the column and come back from being 6 games below 500. They're now 17-22, and they're back here tomorrow against these same Napa Silverados. Game time 1 o'clock. We'll hope you'll be able to be here with us, and if you can't, please join us on the Pittsburg Diamonds channel on YouTube or on Mixler.com. Any final comments, Tony?
Just a game that we needed to see from the Diamonds. Well played, no miscues, good pitching, and in the end, they got it done.
Yes, they got the win. It's a good night. Hey, you have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Be safe. We'll see you tomorrow.